champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm max, I be an Indian. Again, I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, it's Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a Kahok. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long, I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1 and 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm on my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the chief and crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, all the fresh boys,
High school, champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening, everyone, as we welcome you to Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. It is Friday night in September, so it must be time for some Friday night high school football. And we should have a good one here for you as your Collinsville Kahawks perform in their home opener as they take on the Triad Knights. I am Todd Duke. Dr. Chris McCluskey will be along in just a little while as we welcome you into the Chiropractic Works pregame show. Of course, that is owned by the man himself, Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center. That is just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Call 343-3602 or online at chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Well, the Kahawks come into this contest 0-1, while Triad comes in at 1-0. Kahawks trying to forget about last week's loss, a 26-0 shutout at Cahokia. Meanwhile, the Triad Knights piled on 41 points against Mattoon and downed Mattoon by a score of 41-7. So we'll see how things go this week, and there's going to be some changes necessitated by some injuries to the Collinsville Kahawks as they get ready to take the field for their home opener. So we will take our first break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show because we're going to let the man himself tell you all about what's going on. That would be Collinsville's head coach, Mike Popovich. My conversation with the Kahawk head coach comes up right after this on the Kahawk Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach. Whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues, we have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Week number 2 of the high school football season finds us at Kahok Stadium for the home opener as the Triad Knights come to town to battle your Kahoks. And joining us now is Collinsville football head coach Mike Popovich. Coach, before we get into the nuts and bolts, first question right off the bat obviously is going to be, how is Chris Chai, your starting quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Chris went down in the early second quarter last Saturday. It's a lower body injury, and we're still waiting to see where he's going to be. He won't be playing tonight for us, which is definitely a blow for sure. But we're just kind of in the dark right now about where he's at, and we're just taking it day by day and seeing how he feels, and we're hopeful that we can get him back as soon as possible. And he's obviously a big part of what it is that we're trying to do. So, next man up, and it's a tough one to prepare for last week with that, and it's not something you're expecting to happen. And we had to do a better job of being prepared for that, and we feel like we're definitely in a better spot tonight from a preparation standpoint as opposed to where we were last Saturday.
So who gets the quarterback duties tonight, or is it a tandem kind of thing?
It's going to be a tandem thing. We're going to go ahead, and obviously Jake Holton's going to be back there a little bit, and doing some different things for us. He's such a smart kid, and obviously I would make an argument that he's our best football player. I mean, he's our only two-way kid, and he kind of sets the tone on both sides of the ball, and he's worked so hard, and he's kind of the heart and soul of this program. So, definitely we want the ball to be in his hands as much as possible. So he'll be back there, and you got a newcomer back there as well, and a freshman. Colby Anderson will be back there as well, and we'll see what happens with that.
Go back to the Cahokia game. Boy, that was a tough, physical game. We already talked about Chris Chai being injured, your quarterback. How did the rest of the team fare after that one?
Yeah, it was probably the most physical game that we've seen, and that says a lot, just because of us being in the Southwest Conference last year, and it just was. I mean, it's the best word, Todd, that I could use to describe it. It's just physical. It's physical on both sides of the ball. I mean, I thought defensively we really answered the call last week. They were lights out, and we just offensively we didn't help them out at all. But we're dinged up. But everybody is going into week 2, so it's just, if somebody's not playing, that next man up mentality, and that's the beauty of having over 100 kids in the program. You're going to have, when injuries happen, you're going to have some different options to pull from. So we'll be ready, and it's just, we have to be.
All right, let's talk about the positive out of that game. You mentioned the defense. I thought the defense played a great game as well. The first drive of the game was awesome. You guys got all the way down to the 1-yard line, and you bring out Aaron Donald, throw him in there like William the Refrigerator Perry. So tell us a little bit about how that plan came to light, and do you plan on using that again in the future?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Moulton's he's a big talent. He's a big kid. He's never played football, and at the end of the game on Saturday, you go back and you watch film however many times we did, and I think the one thing we said is Aaron Moulton played a good football game last week, and we're not saying that as far as, we played well considering it was his first game. No, he played really well, and it brings a different element that we haven't seen here probably ever. When you have somebody that's 6'7", 300 pounds and can move, that's not normal. So obviously we felt good about running behind him, and as he continues to develop a better football IQ, we're only going to get better on offense. And yeah, we had some cracks at it inside the 5. That was super, super disappointing. You want to come away with points for sure, and I think that the nice thing is there was conviction on the staff as far as what it was that we were trying to do right there. And we didn't want to take a field goal right there. We wanted to punch that ball in, and we wanted to start off on a great note, and we feel like going back on film, we had some opportunities, just didn't get it done. But I mean, with that being said, it's after that even, and we still moved the ball a little bit with Chai, and then he went down, and it's a preparation thing. So.
All right, so we talked about the defense for just a second. I want to single Dante Williams out. I thought that he had a fantastic game from my point of view.
The kid was everywhere. And I think the great thing about Dante is this. Dante's an interesting situation because he has been essentially in that group with Aaron Moulton and the Kedrian Jones. He's been kind of the third wheel. He's the one that you forget about, right? Because he's not as thick. And here's the thing: he was unbelievable for us last year defensively. I mean, that kid, he sat out the Edwardsville game because he had a knee issue, and but yeah, I mean, he was unbelievable for us. And then he follows last season up with last Saturday, and you're like looking at him, and Coach Givens, our defensive coordinator, said he's just like Dante was everywhere. I mean, he's literally doing everything we're asking him to do. He's making plays on both the quarterback and running back. Then all of a sudden, a ball's being thrown, and he's tracking down a receiver from behind. I mean, you're right, Todd. I mean, that kid was. He was everywhere last week, and that's the kind of effort that we need, and that's contagious. You got to highlight that on film and show it, and hope that more kids go ahead and continue to do the same thing.
48 run plays and 5 pass plays. That's what Triad did last week against Mattoon. So, want to talk about some defense? You guys are going to need to step it up again, aren't you?
Yeah, and they're good. And they're good at what they do. They do it. You look at programs like. Collinsville's obviously a big basketball community. It's very, very similar to that of Lincoln and basketball. Like those kids at an early age are taught how to play that trap, and that's what they do. At Triad, these kids are taught at a young age how to run the triple. I mean, so that's who they are. That's what they do. They'll try and keep you honest, and they'll hit some big pass plays on you if they can lull you to sleep. Their fullback's a tremendous football player. Their quarterback is good. They've got great wing backs. Their offensive line gets off the ball. They are very, very difficult to prepare for. And we've told our kids, you have to you've got to go ahead and you got to play responsibility football. And if you don't, you're in trouble. I mean, I think it was a couple years ago, Georgia Southern played Alabama. Georgia Southern's a massive triple team just like Triad, and they carved them up, 28 points on Alabama. And that shows you what this offense is capable of doing, and they run it just as well, if not better, than anybody in the southern half of the state for sure, and probably in the state in general.
All right, what are you looking for out of your team tonight, sir?
Just continue to compete. Positive energy's got to be up, and we've got to be engaged at all times. I felt like last week we had some lulls, and I think the injuries kind of did that. And it was tough to bail us out. We've got to do that. We're looking for a fast start. I mean, obviously, anytime you start the season off and you're shut out, you want to go ahead and get that monkey off your back and try and put points up early. That would be nice. Just be confident. Let's be confident tonight, and let's have some fun.
Thanks for the visit, Coach. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Mike Popovich, your Collinsville Kahok football head coach. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. When we come back, we'll throw more names and more numbers at you next on the Kahok Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Everyone has those projects around the house that you just don't want to do. AW Outdoor Solutions can take care of that for you. Former Collinsville High School graduate Adam Welly owns AW Outdoor Solutions, and he and his crew can handle all of the dirty work around your home or business, whether that's tree trimming and maintenance, brush removal, power washing, gutter cleaning, and leaf raking and removal. AW Outdoor Solutions can handle that and much more. AW Outdoor Solutions is fully insured and offers free estimates on all of their work. AW Outdoor Solutions. Call Adam Welly at 314-252-8800 8010 or on Facebook at AW Outdoor Solutions. The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the Event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
Don't forget to stop by the Toasted Ravioli basket raffle booth that the Junior Service Club will have set up here in a couple of weeks at the Old Italian Fest.
Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Brady Pest and Termite Management and other pests in the warm months. Brady Pest and Termite is your solution. And termites? Brady Pest is tops in the Metro East in termite management. Do you have unwanted pests? Then call the...
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return the athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And we welcome you back into the broadcast booth here at Kahok Stadium as we get you set for this game between Collinsville and Triad. I am Todd Duke. Dr. Chris McCluskey will be on the other microphone here in a moment. Only going to be able to join us for the first half, though. He's got some plans tonight. And on camera, we have young Mr. Michael Cates. He is a freshman slot receiver for the Kahawks on the freshman team, so he'll be operating the camera tonight as we say a very good evening to Dr. Chris McCluskey. How are you, sir?
Hey, Todd. Thanks for having us.
My pleasure. All right, so here we go. First home game of the year. This place is packed, man. Can you feel the energy?
It's a great crowd. You know, Scott Credit Union hosts a tailgate party before the game. Band looks great. Kids are pumped up. The stands are full. We're ready for a great night of Kahok football.
Well, unfortunately, we have the duties of talking about last week as well. Last week, Collinsville loses 26-0 at Cahokia on a game played Saturday morning instead of Friday night like it was scheduled. And Collinsville can only gain 140 total yards. 127 of those came in the air, so only 13 rushing yards in that game and 20 pass plays. That's something you want to kind of pick up a little bit there, don't you think?
I think a key for Collinsville is going to be the ability to run the ball. We know that historically Triad is a team that's going to keep the ball on the ground. They're going to try to control, the game clock and keep possession. And so if we can counter that and then, set up our speed on the outside in the air, that may be a good combination.
On the other side, Triad last week in that 41-7 win against Mattoon, 383 total yards, 321 of that came on the ground. They only threw the ball 5 times, and 2 of those were caught for a total of 5 yards, I think, something like that. It wasn't very much. I can't remember. Where's my sheet? There's my sheet.
That's standard operating procedure for those guys. But, for Collinsville,
62 yards, sorry.
The defense held up well last week, and that seemed to be a question going into it. I think everybody was surprised at our lack of scoring and offensive movement, but with quarterback Chris Chai going down and kind of having to ad-lib. And we have a bunch of new guys that have never played the game before, and that was their first taste of game speed. So hopefully that was a good warm-up, and they'll come out ready tonight.
All right, we're going to have some new players to watch as well. Right now we are watching Stephen Green kick the ball off, and we are underway. Triad gets it and up across the 20-yard line and spins and then gets thrown down at the 25-yard line was Luke Foreman, the senior running back, and a pretty good start there for young Mr. Foreman. He ran into a guy named Dante Williams, who was the Peyton Blaylock Team Real Estate Player of the Week. And Well, that's where Triad will start. 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Logan Wongler is their quarterback. Last week, as we mentioned, only 5 pass attempts. He completed 2 of those for 62 yards at a quarterback rating of 93.2. They will run the ball a lot in that triple T wing formation, as you will see young Mr. Logan Wongler under center almost all night long. Man comes into motion, and the handoff again goes right up the middle, and that one is taken by Andrew McElliott. McElliott rushed 6 times last week for 39 yards, an average of 6.5 yards per carry. That time he gets about 5 on the play, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, Collinsville's interior line is going to have to be ready for a steady dose of that. Linebackers are going to have to be filling holes, and we're going to have some 3 and outs and force those guys to punt the football.
Andrew McElliott in the backfield once again. You'll see some movement back there. Luke Foreman, the man who caught the kickoff, had the most yards last week on the ground at 112 yards. He also had 3 touchdowns on the ground, and there is the pitch back, and that one's going to go to Amaziah Lusk, and Lusk is going to get a 1st down at the Kahok bench and at the Triad 45-yard line. That's enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, Triad comes out and pounds the interior, and then they quickly go to the outside. I think the speed of Collinsville's corners is going to start to limit that game if they keep going to the outside. Again, I really see Triad looking to pound the interior of the Collinsville defense.
Triad breaks huddle. Give you the starters here for Collinsville in just a moment, as we have a 1st and 10 for Triad from their own 45-yard line. And now we have movement up front. That was a late flag. I thought that they got all set before anything, and no, that's a free 5 yards, and Triad's going to have the ball at midfield.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the line judge was trying to decide whether Triad jumped or if Collinsville is guilty of encroachment, and ultimately the penalty goes against our home team, Collinsville Kahawks.
All right, on the line for Collinsville defensively, you have Chris Garcia Cloud and Dante Williams as your defensive ends. Defensive tackle is Caden Sholin. And we'll fill in the rest of the blanks here after this 1st down and 5 for Triad, as this one's going to go straight up the middle once again to McElliott, and McElliott will pick up about 3 yards, so it'll be a 2nd down and very short to go. Offensive linebackers, Jake Holton and Nick Becker. Inside linebackers, Gabe Miller and Aaron Rodriguez. Your 2 cornerbacks are Chris Jones and Antoine Catchings. And your 2 safeties, DJ Poe and Damian Swaggart.
Mr. Miller and Mr. Rodriguez are 2 strong individuals, and so I think once they start keying on this Triad offense, they're going to really do a good job of stopping the interior, so our corners are going to have to maintain edge on the outside.
10.5 to go in the opening quarter. Triad, first possession. They're charging down the field. Right now they're at the Collinsville 46, and the handoff is again going to go to McElliott. He's right off of left tackle and picks up another Triad 1st down.
Yeah, the defensive end got sucked inside, and we were unable to set an edge, and so the running back went about 10 yards before he was touched by our secondary.
Triad moving the ball quite well here in this opening possession.
I think Collinsville is going to have to focus also on creating some turnovers. They're going to have to do some chopping and go for that football, and that could be a difference maker for this game.
Got 1 turnover last week on a muff punt by Cahokia, but then the offense went 3 and out. Man in motion, and the pitch back goes to the man in motion. That again is Lusk, and Lusk tries to turn the corner on the right side. That avenue is cut off. He'll get about 1 yard, and Collinsville will take care of the rest of that right in front of their players.
Yeah, that was a nice job by, who was that, number 19? I think the linebacker came out and set the edge. Number 19.
Nick Becker over there on the end, and Dante Williams right next to him.
Nick Becker did a great job of setting the edge and letting his buddies come in pursuit. Nobody quit on that play, and that's a nice play for the Collinsville defense.
Yeah, Antoine Catchings, who is up there playing cornerback. He's real tight to the line of scrimmage. The safeties are not very deep at all, and that's what you have to do against Triad, because they run. They have not passed the ball as of yet. There is a play that gets stopped in its track. McElliott goes nowhere, and that's a great play by Gabe Miller.
That's big Gabe Miller shooting a gap. See, that's what I'm talking about these linebackers starting to read the tendencies of the Triad offense. That was a very nice read. Big third down coming up for Troy.
Gabe Miller had a nice game last week against Kahok as well. 10 tackles, 2 of those for a loss, and he had 2 quarterback sacks. So he's picking up where he left off. 8:45 left to play here in this opening quarter. No score. Triad, they had the opening kickoff, and they're currently driving down the field. Collinsville's defense is stiffening up as they're getting closer and closer to the end zone.
Hey, you figure Troy's in 4-down territory at this point.
Wongler under center once again. His lone setback is McElliott. He's going to go back to pass as Wonger looks, throws. Nice play on the defensive side of things for Collinsville. Just at the last second, Chris Jones comes in and knocks that ball down.
Yeah, Chris Jones played that well. He was step for step with the Troy receiver, and he just stuck his arm out and batted that ball down. That brings up a big 4th down for the Collinsville defense.
Nicely done. One more play to hold them, and Collinsville can get the ball back and start their first drive of the game.
Well, look for Troy to try to draw us offside.
Right.
You know, that's the first thing to look out for.
Well, it is 4th and 8, so an offside will only give them 5, so you still need to be disciplined and not give them anything. Ball right now sitting on Collinsville's 39-yard line. Play clock is going to be all the way down to 4, and I believe Triad's going to take a timeout.
Sure are.
So we have our first timeout of the game. We'll step aside for just a moment. Back after this on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
Back at Kahok Stadium, Todd Duke, Chris McCleskey along with you. And they only got a couple of seconds left on the play clock that time as well. Wongler rolls out to his left. He's at the line of scrimmage. He throws, and that is going to be a catch. And it's going to be a big catch for a first down at the 14-yard line of the Kahawks.
Yeah, we had a hunch they would go to the strong side edge. I thought they would run the ball, but they rolled Wongler out. He's actually one of our guys that we take care of. He's got tremendous speed, so he was either going to pass or run. I'm surprised he didn't tuck it and run it, but he threw a nice ball, and Troy comes up with a huge first down here in the first quarter.
Wongler, a big kid, 5'11", 180 pounds. He's a senior quarterback for this Triad bunch, and he's got his team poised to strike first. He's under center. First down and 10 for Triad. Man into motion, but the man who's going to get the ball is McElliott. McElliott gets taken down right away. And again,
Nick Becker.
Nick Becker. Second down and about 7 to go for a first down for Triad. So if you thought last go-around was 4-down territory, they're definitely in 4-down territory here. So Collinsville's defense is going to have to stiffen up, and they're going to have to do it for probably 3 more plays.
There's no doubt about that, but we're going to stack the box, and we're going to make them beat us on the outside here.
Roger Wolf lines up as a wide receiver on the far side. Anthony LaRue on the near side, but the handoff is going to go to the right side. Collinsville doesn't give up much there as well. Becker in on that tackle, so is Dante Williams.
Becker again does a great job of setting this edge and turning the runner upfield where Dante Williams could come in and clean up the mess.
So that brings up a 3rd down and 5, so a gain of about 2 on that play. As the ball sits inside the 10, right at the 9-yard line. That was a late run in.
Yeah, as expected, Troy's chewing up just about every ounce of the play clock.
Hunter Ford ran the play in. We're down to 5 seconds on the play clock. Wongler under center. Man goes into motion. Handoff. Nope. Wongler's going to keep it. And that one is not going to go very far as well. A couple of yards. Wongler stays up and gets all the way down to the 5. 1 more yard, and he would have had another first down.
Yeah, he kept his feet pumping. I think once our guys stopped him, they sort of gave up. And Logan Wongler kept his feet pumping, and he got himself another couple yards out of the deal.
Yeah, they need to get to the 4-yard line for the first down. They're at the 5, so it is 4th and 1. Another big 4th down play coming up here for Collinsville. Don't need much. I would watch for a quarterback sneak. Big 63, Cole Van Teegum, a 5'8", 240-pound junior, is under center, or is the center. Under center is Wongler. They're going to give the ball up to McElliott. McElliott will barrel forward for the first down, and the Triad Knights are going to have 1st and goal from inside the 5.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, those extra couple yards Logan picked up on that last run were crucial. I mean, because without those 2 yards, we probably got them stopped there, and there's a turnover on downs. And now they've got 4 downs to go 2 yards.
And the Collinsville defense starting off already on the field for a long drive. They tired out last week when the offense couldn't get anything going. Kahoks had 1 first down in the second half of that game against Cahokia, so a bunch of 3 and outs, and the defense stayed on the field too long. And late in the game, that's when the scoring started taking place. All right, 1st down and goal for Triad. Wongler's going to keep it, and he is going to get in for a touchdown. 1-yard run by Wongler, and Triad is on the board.
Well, as anticipated, Triad chews up over 50% of the clock on their first drive, methodically marching down the field. Collinsville did show a couple of bright spots on that defensive stand, so I think now they have a little better clue of what they're going to see on Triad's next possession.
Extra point try coming up, and their kicker, did I say 81? Of course it does, because I don't have an 81. Wongler is going to keep it. I don't know if that was a bad snap or not, but he's on the run, and he is going to fumble the ball. And that 2-point conversion did not work. Not sure if that was a bad snap or if that was planned.
Not sure, but that could turn out to be an important play, as Collinsville has welcomed a bright young kicker onto the team this year. Freshman Andrew Chai has turned out to show quite the leg, and so our kicking game is probably as strong as I've ever seen it here in Collinsville.
Triad goes up 6-0 on a 2-yard quarterback sneak. We're taking a break. Back with the ensuing kickoff in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking to buy a new home or sell your current one? Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now. Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis to help you find the perfect home or to help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at 618-780-4622 or visit them online at blaylockteam.com or on Facebook at the Blaylock Team.
Back at Kahok Stadium, Todd Duke and Dr. Chris McCluskey along with you. 6-0 in favor of Triad. Triad chewed a lot of time off of that clock, 4:51 left. So they chewed up almost 7 minutes, or actually over 7 minutes. And we will see the Collinsville offense for the first time here in this game.
Well, we've got some speed back to return to football. We're looking for some good field
position.
Whoa. Oh, that's a boot.
That's number 81 that we don't have a name for.
Cow.
He kicks that thing all the way into the end zone. Now I want to know his name. Hate it when they do that.
Unless that ball got in the wind, that kid's one of the best high school kickers in the country.
I'm telling you what, there's not much of a wind out there. The American flag out there is laying limp.
You're right. Unbelievable.
So Collinsville will get the ball 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. We will start off seeing Jake Holton running the quarterback duties. Lots of Wildcat, I would imagine, coming. We got Aaron Donald in the mix as well, and Holton is going to take a high snap. He's going to keep it, and he'll barrel forward for a positive gain of about 4 yards.
That's what I like to see. Come out, let your linemen establish their game. And it looks like we got big Aaron Moulton in the fullback position, which could clear a lane for just about anybody.
There's the handoff. It's going to go to Jamarian Stewart in the backfield. He tries the right-hand side, and he gets taken down bad and hard.
Yeah, you know,
there's a stiff arm there, too.
There's another first-year player, and he hesitated coming around the edge with his speed. He's got to get that ball and just kick on the afterburners. And he kind of tiptoed, and by the time you tiptoe, you know Troy's going to be coming in hot pursuit.
Got about a half a yard on that play. Now we have the freshman quarterback in. We heard Coach Popovich talk about him in the pregame show. Freshman Colby Anderson. He is 5'8", 145 pounds. We'll see what the young freshman has to offer here and his first taste of varsity action at a young age. He stands in the shotgun. 3rd down and 7 to go for Collinsville. Quick throw out to the flats. That's Jake Holton. He's got a first down. A spin move. A second spin move. And all the way up to the 42-yard line. First down, Collinsville.
Well, I like that poise out of the young freshman quarterback. Coming out, nice 3-step drop, stays right in the pocket, gets the ball to Jake Holton, and we're going no-huddle offense.
Colby Anderson stays in. Handoff is going to go into the backfield, and it's going to go to Swaggart. Or, excuse me, that is Kyler Williams, and Williams picks up positive yards, gets about 5, and gets up to his own 46.
Nice block out here on the edge by 82 Jackson Lee.
Hurry up offense continues here for Collinsville. 2nd down and about 6 after a gain of 4. And the handoff again will go to Kyler Williams, and he got wrapped up from behind. I think somebody did a horse collar. Yeah.
Late flag in from behind the Triad linebacker core.
Yeah, Kyler Williams looked like one of the Triad linebackers wrapped an arm around his head and threw him down. We'll hear from the referee. Oh, well, looks like it's going to go against us, or they tell him just to get back in the huddle. Now, personal foul. Oh, yep, face mask they're going to call it. So wrap that arm around Kyler Williams' head and then grabbed onto the face mask. That's dangerous. That will put the Kahawks into Triad territory. 3:04 left to play here in this first quarter. Triad marched down the field, scored a touchdown, missed on the 2-point conversion. Collinsville, this is their first touch on offense, and they're moving the ball quite well. Here is Colby Anderson, the freshman quarterback. He goes to throw. He completes it to Holton once again, this time in the slot on the right-hand side. Holton, zig,
there he goes.
Zig,
there he goes.
And it's a touchdown, Collinsville.
Boy, that Jake Holton is a competitor, Todd. He must have jimmied and juked and shook about 3 or 4 different tackles on that play. That senior leader says, give me the ball, coach. Give me the ball.
Anderson, the freshman quarterback, did not take very long to pick up his first touchdown of the year.
No, I tell you what, he's been trusted to throw the ball twice, and he's thrown it right on the money both times.
Sure has, even though they're not very long throws. They were right where they needed to be. And now we are going to see Andrew Chai attempt an extra point for the first time this year. We only saw him do some kickoffs last week. There's a snap. Ball is down. Kick is on the way, and it is good.
All right. Look at him. The young freshman is so excited. He put that ball through the uprights, and you know I've had the pleasure of seeing him throughout the weeks, and I can tell you that nerves don't describe what we're going through that boy's veins while he was out there. I'm so happy to see him punch through his first extra point.
7-6, helped out by a couple of freshmen. Kahawks are leading for the first time this year. Kickoff next on the Kahawk Sports Network.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Will Martin kicks it off and kicks it off short. Matter of fact, I think the tee went farther than the football did. The tee ended up all the way down to the 35-yard line. The ball is going to be at the 40.
You don't see that very often,
no.
do you?
All right, a 2-minute drive. What was that, about maybe 8 plays? If that?
Something like that.
Yeah, 2-minute drive, and Collinsville has their first lead of the year. It's 7-6. Collinsville beat Triad last year, if you remember correctly, 46-27 at Triad. 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter in that game.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm really surprised after that first run that they weren't keying on Jake Holton in the slot. I mean, almost anybody could have told you the ball was going in his hands.
Wongler under center. He hands the ball off to McElligott. McElligott has some running room again on the left side, and you better watch out over there. Antoine Catchings, he might have gotten McElligott a little high around the neck area too, but no flag on that play. Gain of 9, 2nd down and 1 coming up for the Knights.
Yeah, that strong side edge has been exposed on the Collinsville defense, so look for Triad to continue to go that direction until Collinsville shears that up.
Luke Foreman, who rushed the ball 11 times for 112 yards and 3 touchdowns last week, has not touched the ball yet today, and he's out there. Been out there a couple of times. He's been the man in motion. McElligott remains the lone setback in the backfield. Man comes into motion. He gets the pitch. That is Lusk. Lusk zigzags his way up into Collinsville territory from the Triad 49 to the Kahok 49. Gain of 2 and a first down for Triad.
Once again, calling the name Nick Becker. Sets that edge, lets his linebackers come in and do their job. I mean, that's just exactly what you need out of, let's see, Nick is a sophomore. How about that?
Yeah.
Sophomore underclassman stepping up big for the Kahawks.
Future's looking bright out here today, isn't it? All right, Triad, a new set of downs. They're in Kahawk territory by 1 measly yard. At the Collinsville 49, Wongler under center once again. McElligott remains the lone setback. There goes Foreman in motion, but Wongler's going to keep this one, and he's going to have all kinds of room on that left side, and he's going to go all the way in for a touchdown.
Yeah, it's that strong side edge again. You know, that thing has been wide open all night for Troy, and look at him to keep exposing it. But I think Coach Popovich and Collinsville Kahawks will figure that out and shear that thing up before you know it.
Well, they're going to have to, or we're going to be in for a slugfest going on here. And if that's the case, you have to hope the Kahawks can keep up with the slugging the Triad's putting down right now.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Like I said, I like the way our defense is playing. We've just got kind of 1 weak edge. I think we're dropping Jake Holton into pass coverage maybe, and that's exposing that edge.
We'll see if they want to go for 2 since they missed the extra point the last time they scored a touchdown. Play clock is already down to 10 as the play is ran in by Devin Wilkins.
They're going to run out of time.
They are. They're going to have to call a timeout. Yep. Triad will indeed burn another timeout. So the Knights only have 1 more timeout left. So we'll take a very quick break here. And when we come back, we'll continue the drive next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background-checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
Back here at Kahok Stadium, 12-7, waiting on the extra point try here for Triad after a very short but effective drive by the Knights, capped off by a 49-yard touchdown run by the quarterback Logan Wongler. And now Triad out to try what I'm pretty sure is going to be a 2-point conversion try since they missed the last one. I don't know, like I said, if the last one was a flubbed snap or if that was a designed play, but
based on
Wongler,
that kicker's leg, is probably a flub snap.
I guess so. Wongler is under center trying to make up for it right now. Here's the snap. Wongler rolls around to the right-hand side, throws in the corner of the end zone, and wide open was Luke Foreman. And Foreman finally gets his name called as he takes care of the extra point. We will take care of another. Whoop, wrong team. We'll take care of another break right here. And when we come back, we'll have the ensuing kickoff for Collinsville as we're down to a minute 15 left to go here in this first quarter. Back in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
First National Bank of Waterloo, celebrating over 100 years of banking in the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo's O'Fallon branch office for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon. Call Bill at 618-632-1010. Visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online at fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back at Collinsville High School, 14-7 in favor of the Triad Knights. They have one timeout left. Collinsville still has all three of theirs. We might see how that plays out a little bit later on in this half. Number 81 getting ready to kick again for Triad. Javarian Swaggart back deep, and Swaggart will take the ball in the end zone. Thought for a minute there he's going to be able to catch it on the one and take off running, but
he thought he was going to. Slapping the ball in frustration. He tried to take off before he caught the football.
1 minute, 15 seconds left to play here in this opening quarter. Been a very entertaining opening quarter. 3 touchdowns scored, 2 by the Knights, 1 by the Kahawks. Collinsville back out there again, and they'll start off with Jake Holton in the Wildcat formation. There's the snap. Holton's going to keep it. Right up the middle he goes. Runs into one of his own players, and then Triad comes in and takes care of the rest. A gain of 1 on the play. Clock continues to run. I figured we would have a fast game with the way Triad keeps the ball on the ground all night long.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The clock's definitely going to be running most of this game. There's no doubt about that.
Flag on the play.
Offsetting, possibly.
Illegal shift by Collinsville. I thought they might have had 2 guys in motion there. I was waiting for it.
We got away with that on the last drive, too, between you and I.
Yeah. Triad declined that? Wow. Okay. Second down for Collinsville. They need about 9 for a first down. There goes Stewart in motion. The snap is high, and the young freshman quarterback Colby Anderson had to improvise there. He did the best we could. Another flag, and you're right, sir. I believe that he was hit out of bounds.
It should be. Well, that's just a.
How's he looking over a Triad? They're going to call it holding against Collinsville.
Wow.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree. Yeah. Maybe are there 2 flags down? No. Holding Collinsville. That one, Triad will illegal block in the back against the Kahawks. So, well, Triad will take that one, and now Collinsville will be backed up with 47.6 seconds left all the way to their 10.
Look for Jamarion Stewart on a fly pattern here. That's where I'd go.
Colby Anderson in shotgun. Here's a snap. The handoff is going to go to the right side, and it is going to be, I believe that's Swaggart. Can't tell, couldn't see the number. Nope, is that Dante Williams? Dante Williams. Oh, that's Kyler Williams, sorry. Those 9 sometimes look like 8s.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Down to the final 25 seconds here in this first quarter. Here's the snap. Back to pass is Anderson. He throws it deep. He's looking for Swaggart, and just a little bit overthrown. And that will stop the clock with 18.6 seconds left, and it's going to bring up a long 4th down and 15 to go here for Collinsville.
Wow, I thought with Travion's speed he would catch up to that ball, but the Triad defender was step to step. It looks like they were bumping a little bit along the way. I don't think it was any intentional contact, but it slowed
Travion Swaggart last week.
Down just enough to not be able to get under that football.
2 catches for 39 yards last week for Travion, the sophomore. A lot of young kids playing football on the varsity level for Collinsville right now, aren't there? Here is a punt, and this one is going to be by Stephen Green. It's high, it's deep, takes a Kahok bounce, and then it's covered up there by Kyler Williams. So Triad.
That is a different number 10. Stephen Green is out on injured reserve this week. That's 40, not 10.
Is it?
So that's Will Martin.
Will Martin.
Will Martin kicking that football.
These jerseys, man, sometimes they – well, the players aren't, what I need to tell them is I need you to face us here at the broadcast booth first. Don't turn sideways because then I can't see your number. So, Triad, with 9.7 seconds left to play in the first quarter, will have the ball in pretty decent field position at Collinsville's 49-yard line. And it's a 14-7 lead for the Knights. Wongler under center. Pitch back is going to go to Luke Foreman. Foreman tries the left-hand side. And that left-hand side's been working pretty well for Triad here in the early going.
Hey, that left edge is failing. I mean, it's just not getting set. And, Collinsville's going to have to figure that out, or it's going to be a long night on defense.
That is the end of the first quarter. We will take a break, come back. Second quarter action will head your way next on the Kahok Sports Network. The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and, of course, the Collinsville Kahawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes at Bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org. The Times-Tribune, Madison County's longest-running leading independent newspaper. The Times-Tribune has now added Collinsville to their coverage area this year, including coverage of City Hall, happenings in Collinsville, as well as coverage of the Unit 10 schools and the Collinsville Kahawks, plus more. The Times-Tribune is a weekly hometown newspaper that is published every Thursday and has been reporting news and sports in Madison County for over 30 years. Subscriptions are only $32 for an entire year, delivered to your home and the online edition. For more information, call the Times-Tribune at 618-667-3111, online at www.timestribunenews.com, or follow them on Facebook at Troy Times-Tribune. Back at Collinsville High School, Todd Duke, Chris McCluskey, and Michael Cates with you. Glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. Friday Night Lights is where it's at. Here is Wongler rolling out to his right. He throws, and he has got a completion. Man, I tell you what, Anthony LaRue stretched out there and hauled in a beautiful catch.
Yeah, that was a really nice throw and a really nice catch by the Triad quarterback and wide receiver combo. And we did have some pursuit on Wongler, but again, with his speed, you're going to have to meet him head on. You're not going to chase him down from the back.
Just underway in the second quarter. 11:40 left to play. 1st and 10 for Triad on the Collinsville 23-yard line. Wongler under center once again. McElliott, his lone setback. Man comes into motion. This time Wongler's going to keep it. He's got some blockers, and I think if he would have stretched that out a little bit farther, he probably would have had McElliott there as a blocker, but he cut a little bit early, and that stopped his progression after a pickup of 5.
Yeah, they're running that option over here to the left side. So far, he's yet to pitch it. He's carried that ball, and what looks like a stop turns into a 5-yard gain for Triad.
Once again, Devin Wilkins brings in the play from the sideline for Triad. Knights break huddle. And Devin Wilkins lines up as a wide receiver. Wongler under center. Oop, 2 men go into motion. That's going to be a flag.
There we go.
That'll be a free 5-yarder, and we'll bring the Triad Knights back to the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. I bet when you grow up in Triad, you don't have dreams about being a wide receiver.
That's for sure. Although they have shown the ability to throw the ball a little bit more tonight than you would expect.
They had 2 guys last week. Luke Foreman caught one, and Anthony LaRue caught the other one. And so far, I think that's what we have tonight. One each to those 2 gentlemen.
2 big plays.
Yes, that
2
they
big
were.
Plays pivotal in this football game so far.
Big crowd here tonight too.
Great crowd here in Collinsville. be nice if these guys could step up their defensive game, put some points on the board, and show this town they've got what it takes to bring home a victory.
Second down and another little, I don't even know if that was a designed play. I think there was a fumble. Collinsville says they have it, and they do.
That's what I'm talking about right there, Todd. Big Dante Williams, number 8, comes out of the scrum with the football, and that'll be Collinsville football headed back south.
Dante Williams with a fumble recovery. 10:08 left to go here in the second. We'll see if that can pay off and turn into some points here for the old Kahawks.
We talked about that right when we started the broadcast, that as much as they're going to run the ball and keep the ball on the ground, we need to create a turnover or two and go ahead and capitalize on that.
Colby Anderson, the freshman quarterback, back in there at shotgun, has running backs on either side. Instead, he's going to pitch it on back, and this one's going to go to Kyler Williams, and Williams is going to go nowhere. Ripped off the helmet. That ought to count for something. There you go. That's a personal foul, and that loss is going to turn into a 15-yard gain.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll take it because the Triad Knights were in hot pursuit.
Yes, they were.
They had 3 to 4 linebackers all over Kyler Williams.
Well, he sniffed that play out from the get-go.
You know, and that's just, I don't think there's any ill intent there, but that's just a case of being over-aggressive. When you've got 3 guys there, there's no reason to try to throw the guy down. Just back up and let your buddies take care of it.
So we go from the 14-yard line, which was going to be a big loss on the play of about 6 yards or so, and a 15-yard penalty will give Collinsville a first down. Chains have to move. They're not going to wait, are they? Shotgun once again.
Chains
and a
weren't
little.
even set.
Looks like Kyler Williams got the ball, but again, it looked like a busted play.
Well, he tried to go to the strong side of the field. He ran a long way, but it was horizontal and not vertical.
Yeah, well, I think that Colby Anderson started off initially going to his right to hand the ball off and then had to change and come back to his left to hand it off. So, yeah, he's a freshman. He'll learn as he goes along here. Shotgun once again. Here's a snap, and it goes straight back and up the middle, and not very much room there. Collinsville will get the yard back they lost, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 for the Kahawks. 9:20 to play here in the second quarter.
Well, interesting. You know, we abandoned the run last week against Cahokia. We've shown a willingness to go to the run today, but so far we haven't shown an ability to get past their initial set of defenders and get into their secondary on the interior.
Jake Holton and Jamarian Stewart come in off the bench. Travion Swaggart lines up as a wide receiver on the far side with Stewart in that left slot. He's in motion, and we're going to have a false start. And Collinsville will be backed up another 5 yards.
Underclassmen inexperience showing up, you know. When you try to do a lot of things, put guys in motion, there's a lot of timing that has to take place, and that's just one of those things.
Yeah, when the guy next to you moves, it's almost an instinct to move along with him, I guess.
Right.
So we'll try that again, but minus the 5 yards to make it a 3rd down and 15. Collinsville has to get up to their own 47-yard line for a first down.
See if they stick with the same play. They were going to run a slot screen with the 2 wideouts.
Jamarian Stewart's coming off. So is Moulton. They're down to 10 seconds left on the play clock. And now Colby Anderson is just now behind center. Should get this off in time. There's the snap, back to pass, and that one's going to go into the ground. That'll bring up 4th and long, and Collinsville will have to punt the ball away with 8:20 left to play here in quarter number 2. So that turnover turned into 0.
Yeah, the 2 other passes Colby was asked to throw were about 10-yard completions. He had to throw that ball about 20, 22 yards horizontal, and he just threw the ball into the turf.
Here is Will Martin. Into punt. That's usually a Chris Chai responsibility, so someone has to fill that role as well as the starting quarterback role. Here's a little bit of a lower kick. It's going to take a Collinsville bounce and roll, though, across the 30 down to the 25-yard line, and it is touchdown there. Nice job.
Great punt. Collinsville's defense will come back on the field, and they'll give up possession to Triad, who will take over the ball on their what looks to be their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, that's not bad considering you were down on your own 25.
8:11 left to play in the second quarter.
So now the defense needs to stiffen up. Triad's had the ball twice, and they've scored twice. Well, they had it 3 times. Scored twice, fumbled once.
Gave up 1 turnover.
Wongler back in there under center. McElliott again, the lone setback. Man in motion is Lusk, and Lusk will get the pitch back and try the right-hand side. He'll have a little bit of room, and then he'll dive forward after a ankle tackle out there by, I believe, Nick Becker once again, or else that could have been a lot worse than it was. And we'll bring up second down in about 3.
Yeah, he did penetrate our primary linemen, our primary defenders, and he got into our secondary, but Nick Becker dove and made a nice ankle tackle on the Triad running back.
Thing about those ankle tackles, though, if they plant your ankles right there at the ground and you fall forward and you're 6 feet tall, there's an extra 2 yards.
Correct.
Man into motion again, and this time the handoff is going to go right up the middle to McElliott, and this time Collinsville shuts it down after a pickup of about 1. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 1 to go for first down here for Triad. Dante Williams in on the stop.
Short of the first down.
3rd and about a half a yard to go for the first down. 7 minutes left to play, quarter number 2. 14-7, Triad with the lead. Wongler.
See if we could dial up a blitz and get in the backfield here.
And Wongler is going to keep it, and he'll have all kinds of room on that right-hand side, and he might be off and gone to the end zone.
The races.
Becker trying to chase him down from behind at the last second. Becker couldn't get him. 65-yard touchdown run by Wongler.
When Wongler gets to the secondary, he cranks on those afterburners, and I'll tell you, Nick Becker is a fast human being, and it looked like he was going to catch up with Logan Wongler, and he just didn't have it in him. But I tell you what, I can't say enough about this young man, Mr. Becker. He is really giving all his heart and soul on that football field tonight.
Extra point try coming up from our Phantom number 81 kicker for Triad.
He'll probably kick it into the woods, Todd.
Probably. That one's low, and that one's right through, though. I thought it was going to go left for a minute, but it had so much speed on it, it didn't have a chance to go left. So, with 6:38 left to play here in this second quarter, Triad tacks on another touchdown, and we'll be back with the ensuing kickoff to Collinsville in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their 3rd year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 618-855-9100 or online at sloanspubhouse.com. Back here at Kahok Stadium, I'm Todd Duke, Dr. Chris McCluskey on the other microphone, and young Mr. Michael Cates, a freshman slot receiver on the Kahok freshman team, is on the camera tonight. We appreciate everybody's contribution here. We understand that Dr. McCluskey can only be here for the first half. He's got a birthday party to go to, and you're in a band?
Well,
I didn't know you were in a band.
I do play music as well. I've been a drummer since I was about 3 years old.
Really?
And we're going to play a little acoustic set tonight for my good buddy Mike Wallace's birthday party.
Well, that's nice. You guys ever play anywhere public?
We do. We played Italian Fest last year. And
that one's going to go into the end zone again. Did I get that wrong? I guess it's number 91, isn't it? That's Travis Spear. See, these numbers, man, they'll mess with you. You thought it was 81 too, didn't you?
Travis Spear, 91, senior kicker.
6'3", 185. He's got a leg. Wonder if he's on the soccer team.
I'm sure that he's got some colleges knocking on his front door.
Man, I'm telling you, with a leg like that, yeah. All right, Collinsville back at it. They trail by 2 touchdowns, do the Kahawks. And now we're going to have a timeout called by Collinsville. That'll be their first timeout. We'll just keep it right here for this one. So what kind of music do you play in this band, sir?
So we'll be doing some acoustic stuff tonight, a little bit of country, a little bit of classic rock and indie music. And Ryan Holting, the lead singer of Johnny Rocket, who a lot of people are fans of around this area, he and I have this little acoustic gig that we just do for fun. And every now and again we get requested to come out and play. So tonight's one of those nights.
I got you. Late birthday party, huh?
Well, it's already started.
Oh, okay. I got you. But you don't have to be up there for a while, do you?
No, that's exactly
The
right.
musical entertainment portion of the show will start later. Tell everybody to say that. All right, here we go. Back to action. Collinsville, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Here's the snap. Anderson passes it to Aaron Moulton. The big guy had a little bit of a trouble getting that ball into his bread basket there, but he did, and then got ran into, and Collinsville also will probably have a flag against him. No. Roughing the passer is going to be called against Triad.
Look, Triad's doing everything they can do to try to keep us in this football game. It's about time we
thank them for it.
Capitalize.
Thank them by scoring.
Right, yeah, we need to capitalize. It's very interesting to throw to big Aaron Moulton out on the slot.
Yeah, that is. He stays out there as well.
I can see handing him the ball as a fullback and letting him drag these Triad boys with him down the field, but getting him out in space is interesting. But he does move well.
Yes, he does. We've noticed that on the basketball court.
Very well for a big fella.
There's Anderson once again, the freshman quarterback in shotgun. He has Jamarian Stewart in motion. Stewart gets the handoff. He's got a blocker up front. He turns the corner, and then he runs into a would-be tackler right at the Kahok bench. I believe that was Josh Edison in there on the tackle.
One of these times, Jamarian's going to get to the edge, and you're going to be able to see something special.
Yep.
And I can't wait to see it.
Waiting for it myself, sir. 2nd down and about 4 to go here for Collinsville. They need to get to their own 45-yard line. And now we have people running all everywhere, but the line wasn't set yet, so they can do whatever they want. Now, Coach Popovich is going to take another timeout. So just like that, the coach will burn 2 of them. And these will be quick timeouts, so again, we'll just keep it here.
Yeah, and again, this is first-year football players. You're trying to make things happen quickly, and the slot guys just didn't know which side they were supposed to be on. I think they ran back and forth.
They did. I think so. Reminded me of a Benny Hill episode back in the day.
Right.
6:20 left to go here in this second quarter. I guess it's flannel night on our side for the student body cheering section, and it's whiteout night for Triad.
A lot of cowboy boots, a lot of flannel shirts, cowboy hats. I like the
themes.
Spirit. Yeah, that's right, and having all the kids involved.
All right, here we go once again. 2nd down and short for Collinsville. They only need to get 4 yards for a first down. They've gotten a couple of first downs tonight by virtue of penalties by Triad. Kahoks have picked up a couple on their own, though. Of course, we had that 40-yard pass.
He's got some concern. Or is it the trainer?
Looks like the trainer. Not sure it's either that or it's an equipment guy. Well, now they say they don't need him. All right, I'm out of here. Now we're back to action. And there is a direct handoff. Jake Holton back there at quarterback in the Wildcat. He gets out of his own trouble, and then he probably could have gotten some help from Jamarian Stewart, but I think Jamarian didn't know what to do over there.
I saw a guy ask him last week. He said, I didn't know you played football, and his response was, I don't. I'm just out there playing.
Well, Holton got about 3 yards out of that, so Collinsville needs one more to get a first down. This is when you need Aaron Moulton.
I agree 100%.
Anderson back at quarterback in the shotgun. Going to try to draw the Knights offside.
Still got 20 seconds. There's plenty of time.
Yeah.
Look to get the ball in Jake Holton's hands here.
There's a snap, and the handoff is going to go to, well, it's going to go nowhere. And
it's just hard to understand to stack
Kyler
3
Williams.
guys out.
Yeah.
Out wide.
Lost 2 on that play, did Kyler Williams, and it's 4th down. Collinsville's going for it.
Single running back with no lead blocker.
3 wide receivers stacked up on this near side sideline. There is a free 5 yards. Nice job by the young quarterback, Colby Anderson.
That was a nice hard count.
It was.
He certainly drew Triad offsides. Here Triad goes again, trying their best to let us back in this game. We have got to march down the field and score a touchdown and go into halftime only down 1 touchdown.
That is the third first down picked up for Collinsville by a Triad penalty. So a fresh set of downs. Here is a flat pass on the sideline. Ooh, that was close to being picked off. Holton, look at him. Just move those legs and take players with him, and he gains about 4 yards on the play.
Well, you can see with Holton in the slot, they're not giving him cushion anymore. He had barely touched that ball by the time he had bodies on him. But Jake is so good at breaking tackles.
Well, and they threw that over here to the near side where there's not a lot of room.
Look for Stewart coming to the strong side here.
Anderson hands the ball off to Kyler Williams. Kyler should have kept on going to the left-hand side. I think he had some room over there. Instead, he cut it up the middle and ran into a couple of Triad Knights. He gains about a yard on the play. It's going to bring up third down. And about 4 to go for a first down for Collinsville. They're in Triad territory on the Knights 47. 4:45 left to play here in this second quarter.
Got cushion on the left side. And you throw a quick out. Who's our wide out over there on the left?
Can't tell right now. They're all sideways at me here.
Jackson.
They're going to throw it back over here to Swaggart. Swaggart, he has got enough room, and I believe he has a first down, depending on the spot. And it looks like they do.
Nice run by Travion. Travion probably going to contribute to the basketball squad this year as well, you would think.
I would think. Can't wait for basketball season. That's what everybody around here is talking about. But we'll get there. Aaron Moulton back in there. Fresh set of downs for Collinsville. 1st and 10 from the Triad 42-yard line.
Look for a quarterback keeper behind Moulton.
That's
there it is.
There
it is.
Holton, and
we'll
he gets
take
up
that all day long.
About 5 more yards. A little jaunt off of left tackle over there, and nice pickup.
5 yards and 30 seconds off the clock, a play, and we go into the locker room down 7 at the half.
Holton stays in the Wildcat formation, takes another snap and takes it on the left-hand side again. He's got room and he's got a first down.
Oh, late flag coming out of the offensive backfield. That's going to be a hold.
Holding against Collinsville. We'll bring that one back. So we'll wipe away the first down.
Now, penalties have certainly favored Collinsville thus far tonight. And tonight, this one costs us a first down. That's going to be a big 10-yard penalty.
Yeah. Failed to mention the offensive starters, I believe. So for Collinsville, your left tackle is Eli Norton. Your left guard is Cole Hellman. The center is Gage Trevere. Right guard is Matt Acton. The right tackle is Cody Smith. And then you have Swaggart, Donald Brooks, Jamarian Stewart as your wide receivers. Kyler Williams, your running back. Aaron Moulton listed as the tight end in this game. And, of course, we have the tandem Jake Holton, Colby Anderson quarterback team going on back there. 3:38 left to go. Clock continues to run, but not anymore. Collinsville will use their third and final timeout here in this second half. So the Kahawks are out of timeouts.
Coach knows this is a crucial drive, and you're second and long. There's no time to have a blown play or a wasted play here.
We will see how this transpires. It's second and long after that holding penalty by Collinsville when they had a first down. So Triad's been helping us out by committing penalties, but that one hurt. Stops the clock with 3:36 left to play here in this second quarter.
Let's look at the bright side and just say that that'll keep us from scoring too quickly. How about that?
Okay.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that. 3:36 to go, second quarter. We're out of timeouts. Triad, by the way, only has one. So if they by some chance get the ball back with some time on it, the clock, they're not going to have any way to stop it except for that one timeout. Stewart comes into motion. He takes it. He's got a blocker in front. Kyler Williams puts on a block, and that will let Stewart gain about 6 yards on the play. So they got some of that back, and it's going to bring up a third down and about 9 to go here for Collinsville.
Yeah, you almost want to tell him to cut the ball back across the field, but with the career he's got ahead of him, you just say, get to the edge, young man, and if it works out, fine.
So 3rd down and about 9 to go for a first down here for Collinsville. Jackson Lee lines up as a wide receiver on the far side. 3 wide receivers on the near side, and the handoff is going to go to Kyler Williams. He takes it right up the middle, and Williams is going to get just a couple on the play. Well, one guy's got him at the 41. This guy's got him at the 42. We'll put it at the 42. So, 4th down and about 7 to go for first down here for Collinsville. Travion Swaggart lines up as a wide receiver over on the far side. In the slot is Don Brooks, and Triad's going to use their final timeout.
Yeah, I think they saw some speed out there on the edge and wanted to make sure they don't get beat deep on this play.
So both teams are out of timeouts. Well, we'll step aside for a second as well. Back in a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
Back at Kahok Stadium, 4th and long here for Collinsville. Here's the snap. Anderson back to pass, looks deep, and that one's going to be picked off. I believe he got hit right when he threw that ball, and that's the first turnover of the year for Collinsville, and now we're going to add more onto it after he was hit out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a bummer. You know, Jake Colton with his speed had the defender beat, but if you look, you were asking that young freshman to throw that ball 45 yards. And that's a bomb for a high school quarterback, especially a freshman.
I believe that was intercepted by Wally Good for Triad. He was the one that got all the pats on the back, maybe. I don't know. Now they're congratulating number 28. That would be Anthony LaRue. Yeah, that makes sense. He's the defensive back and a offensive player as well. Caught one touchdown pass. And Collinsville commits their first turnover of the year. Now, the Triad Knights have 2:51 left on the clock and no timeouts. They have the ball on the Collinsville 23-yard line.
Yeah, look for them to run a no-huddle offense.
Collinsville could not capitalize on the one Triad turnover this half. Let's hope that Collinsville can keep Triad from capitalizing on this turnover. Wongler's going to keep it. Oh, he got pressure from behind. He had no idea that that man from behind was coming. Still gained positive yardage, though.
Yeah, they've got plenty of time to march the ball down the field, so Collinsville really is just looking for a 3 and out here. Get the ball back, get one more shot at it before the end of the first half.
Wongler picked up 5 of the 10 he needed for a first down, so it brings up 2nd down and 5. 2:20 left to play here in this second quarter. Don't forget, we'll have the Cafe Agape halftime show coming up. We'll scour the internets and give you some scores. Plus, Peyton Blaylock will join us and talk to us about his Player of the Week honors that went to Dante Williams before the game started. Here's the snap, and the handoff is going to go to McElliott, and he's got all kinds of room on that right side, and then he gets thrown out of bounds over there in front of his own bench.
I was hoping we would. Yeah, I guess they did call him out of bounds. I was hoping we'd get him down, obviously, inbounds to keep. Well, I guess in high school they stopped the clock to
move the chains. And the referee over there said he did not get out of bounds. He kept the arm going.
Good.
They just stopped it because of the chain movement. I believe once they get the chain set, they'll start it back up. Or not.
Wind it there.
Running off. Why can't you just let him continue, man? What's the point?
Yeah, I always thought you had until the snap.
Charge might change that call.
Well, he certainly ought to.
Yep. All right, they're going to pick the flag up. Good.
Good deal.
Glad to hear it. Yeah, because they were still moving around too.
Right, he was going to get off the field.
Yes, he was.
About it.
Halftime. Thanks, sir. I know you got to run.
Todd, I certainly appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the game. Bring home to sir.
You got it. That is Chris McCluskey. My name is Todd Duke. Michael Cates is on the camera. It's halftime. We're going to take a break, and when we do, we'll come back and throw some scores at you. Why? Because it's time for the Cafe Agape Halftime Show, brought to you by my good friends Ron McGee at Cafe Agape. Nachos, burgers, way too many sides to list, and a host of other wonderful menu items to choose from. Cafe Agape also offers catering service as well as some of the best homemade food in the area. Call Cafe Agape today at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. Halftime show coming your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200. Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipStLouis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Something old can be something new again. The Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville proves that old adage right one more time. Derek and Whitney Reiser, along with brewmaster and distillery operator Torrin O'Brien, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is not just a place to eat and drink, but more of a must-experience destination in the St. Louis area. With its Collinsville Herald newspaper feel, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery features a restaurant, a tap room, and of course a state-of-the-art one-of-a-kind distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery can handle all of your group functions, as well with an event space that can handle you and 79 of your friends for any large gathering. And the food? Well, simply amazing, with local and new favorites, plus brunch on Sundays. How about bocce ball or bags on the patio? Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 855-8027, online at oldheraldbrewing.com, or on Facebook at Old Herald.
Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, the newest in online auctioning. Go to ogleauctionshighbid.com, that's HIBid.com, to check out what's up for bid in the next auction. Ogle Auctions deals with everyday items like board games, t-shirts, and more, to collectibles, whether that is a vehicle, vinyl records, or vintage toys. Or how about a trolley car? And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more items. Check out their next online auction at ogleauctionshibid.com. That's ogleauctionshibid.com. Or call Kim Ogle today at 618-980-4530. Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
And we welcome you back into the Cafe Agape halftime show, where our score is 21-7 in favor of Triad. Let's get you some scores from around the area. In the first quarter, I find that hard to believe, but Altoff Catholic and St. John Vianney are scoreless 0-0. Carbondale has a 2-point lead over Granite City. That game is in the second quarter. They are at halftime in Washington, Illinois, and Belleville West leads the Washington Panthers by a score of 23-0. They are in the second quarter in Edwardsville, and CBC all over the Edwardsville Tigers by a score of 37-14. In the first half, Alton has a 1-point lead over Quincy at 7-6. And let's see what else we got here. O'Fallon, they are taking care of Bradley Burbanus by a score of 7-0. That game is still in the first half. And in the second quarter, Highland leading Belleville East by a score of 14-3. That's a look at your scoreboard. Joining us now, Peyton Blaylock. He is with Keller Williams Marquee Real Estate. And before the game, we had the presentation of the Player of the Week, sponsored by the Blaylock team, and Dante Williams received that effort. So, Mr. Blaylock, former owner of KahokSports.com, welcome back into the fold there, buddy.
Hey, Todd. Hey, Kahok Country. Glad to be back here. Yeah, we got to have our very first Player of the Week this week, and we chose Dante Williams, defensive end for the Kahok defense, obviously. Had a great week last week, had a few tackles for a loss. You know, I got to meet him right before the game. Really good kid. I can tell he's a leader out there on the field. Seems so far tonight he's actually had a pretty good game.
He
I
has
haven't
a real
seen
good
the
game,
stats, but he's all over the place, man. He's very athletic. You can tell he gets penetration through the offensive line, and he's constantly in the backfield. So we felt pretty good about that decision, and we're really excited for Dante, and hopefully he continues to have an amazing season this year.
Yeah, so I know that you didn't have anything to actually present him today. That was being made as we were doing that. So
yes,
Player of the Week every week will receive a nice trophy from you.
Yeah, so we ordered a little trophy with his name on it and his stats and all that, and yeah, unfortunately it hasn't come in yet. So that's all right. You know, this is our first week of doing it, and you live and you learn with it. So in 2 weeks back at home, we'll be presenting 2 of them.
Okay. You also came up with another Facebook page and another avenue to get the word out there and put a little focus on the Metro East area. Tell the folks about that.
Absolutely. So it's called the Metro East Spotlight. And our idea with it is it kind of goes hand in hand with our real estate team. You know, the way we look at it is we're supposed to be community experts. So why not go highlight our community and show it off? And that's the entire Metro East region. So we're going to businesses, we're going to restaurants, sitting down with local leaders, anybody that is sort of influential and just really interesting. We're going to interview them and highlighting their business. And we're doing really cool video interviews with these people. And like I said, it's just highlighting our community.
That's always a good thing to do. Yeah, let's show it off. We got everything to be proud of over here.
Absolutely.
So personally wise, you and your lovely wife, Emily, have a child that you introduced to the world last year, and she's a year old now.
She is a year. She turned 1 on August 2nd. So this little girl has completely changed everything for me.
Oh, yeah, they always do.
And, it's amazing. I coached football for almost 10 years. And, now we're running a real estate company and everything. And it's pretty crazy adding a 1-year-old into the fold. But she's absolutely amazing. She's running around. She's trying to talk now.
Wait, when that starts, they don't stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. A lot of it's babbling, but
especially
it's
the
all right.
girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's going to be 16 in March, if you can believe that. I
That's
remember
crazy.
I told you that the other day. My
Yeah.
daughter used to hang out with us when we first started
Yeah.
all this stuff, and now she's almost ready to drive.
Well, we're almost going on 10 years of this.
Yeah.
So I do remember her being 6
Yeah.
years old, pretty much.
7 years old, yeah, right around there. Yeah, she's grown up and got a mouth on her that won't
Yeah.
quit still. See, I said once they start talking, man, they don't
Yeah.
stop. Not that you want them to, but when they reach that age, you would like to hear a little bit less of the
Of course.
other words that you don't want to hear.
Of course. I
All
dealt
right,
with
sir.
that with coaching for a while.
I
and
know.
Trying
I
to
know.
trying to be a good role model for some of them, and it's very hard to get them to stop.
All right, thanks for the visit. We'll be
No
looking
problem.
forward to more stuff coming everybody's
very
way.
much.
And we'll talk to you later.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that is Peyton Blaylock. We're going to take a break here on the Cafe Agape halftime show. When we come back, we'll let you listen to the band for a little bit, and then we'll come back a little bit earlier and give you the first half stats. So we'll do that in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
Let's hear it for the marching Kahawks.
Back at Kahok Stadium, let's continue looking at some of our halftime stuff. We have some stats to pass along to you. And let's begin with the Triad Knights. Logan Wongler at quarterback has completed 2 of 3 passes for 40 yards. Those 2 receivers, Luke Foreman caught one. Or no, he did not catch one. Anthony LaRue caught one for 20 yards. And then Amaziah Lusk caught the other one for 20 yards. So there's your 40 yards. On the ground, that's where they are doing all of their damage. Logan Wongler, the quarterback, has rushed 7 times for 126 yards. He has a couple of touchdowns to go along with those as well. One 1-yarder and a 65-yarder. And plus he has a 2-yarder. A 2-yarder, a 49-yarder, and a 65-yarder. That gives him 126 yards. After that, Andrew McElliott had 10 carries for 55 yards. Lusk had 6 carries for 29 yards. And Luke Foreman has a couple of carries for 9 yards, including a fumble that was lost. And Collinsville recovered but could not turn it into points. On the Collinsville side of things, your quarterback, Colby Anderson, the freshman, is 5 of 7 for 67 yards. And that late interception during that last drive, Jake Holton has been in there at quarterback a few times, but he's just ran the ball in the Wildcat formation. Your receivers, Travion Swaggart has 1 catch for 5 yards. Jake Holton has 3 catches for 61 yards, including a touchdown. And Aaron Moulton has 1 catch for 1 yard. And the running game looks like this. Jake Holton, 5 carries for 10 yards. Carter Williams, 9 carries for 13 yards. Jamarian Stewart has 3 carries for 12 yards, and Colby Anderson had to run the ball once, and he got knocked down at the line of scrimmage, so 1 run, but no gain on the play. That is a look at your first half stats. We're back with the second half kickoff in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
We are back to action here. Hold on now. Hey, let me fix that for you. There you go, dude. Every once in a while, that little arm will come loose and it'll go a little wonky on you. Collinsville will get the ball back as we begin the second half. Triad got the ball to start the game with and drove downfield for the game's first touchdown. Here is the kickoff by Travis Spear, and it is taken a little bit shallow. Collinsville brings it up, a little bit of room, and what a nice run all the way out to midfield for big number 28 for Collinsville, Damian Swaggart. The 5'10", 200-pound sophomore gets Collinsville some very good starting field position to start off this second half. So the Kahawks will bring it out. 1st and 10, right at midfield. And it'll be Colby Anderson in at quarterback to start. Flanked by a couple of running backs on either side. Nice starting field position. Kyler Williams gets a handoff. He goes up the middle, has room, makes a move, puts on another room, and then he fumbles the ball. Triad recovers on the Knights' 33-yard line. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, that was going to turn into something fun. My daughter's 3rd grade teacher. Wow. See all kinds of faces I haven't seen here in a while. So, Collinsville's second turnover. And we will hope that that turnover does not turn into points. But that presses the defense back out onto the field right off the bat. And now Logan Wongler back under center once again. Will hand the ball off to McElliott, and the Collinsville defense swarms him right at the line of scrimmage and then pushes him back, but he'll get a couple of yards on forward progress. Want to say hi to the Cates family in San Bernardino, California. We understand that they lived here and they had to move to California, but they're out there watching the game right now, so we appreciate anyone and everyone who's watching, and when we get someone to ask us for a shout out, we'll do that. As Triad is looking at a 2nd down and 8 from their own 36-yard line. Man into motion again, but this time they're going to pitch to the man in motion at the last second, and Lusk had nowhere to go. Collinsville swarmed the backfield and back to the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10 here for the Knights. Collinsville looks like they've made some adjustments here on the defensive side of the ball.
Third and 10 for the Knights.
10:30 to go. 3rd quarter action just underway here in the second half. Collinsville got the ball to begin the second half. Second play from scrimmage, a fumble. Triad recovered, but the Knights so far have not been able to move the ball. They are faced with a 3rd down and 10 from their own 34-yard line. Man into motion to this side. This time Wongler is back to pass. He throws to the man in motion, and that again is Lusk. And Lusk is going to get stopped right before he got to the 1st down marker, so it's going to bring up a 4th down and 1 here for the Knights. Well, talk about a big defensive play early on, right after the half begins. This is it right here. Well, they're going to back it up even a little bit farther, so we're going to call it a 4th down and 2. Ball sits on the 42-yard line. They need to get it to the 44-yard line. And now Triad's going to change their mind and they're going to punt, but they might run out of time. Play clock is down to 7 seconds. Line of scrimmage just now being set up, and they're going to get this snap off just in time, are they? I guess they did. Big kick, and it's going to travel all the way down, and it's going to take a little bit of a Collinsville bounce and not roll toward the end zone, but Collinsville is still going to have to start this possession inside of their own 10-yard line. So Coach Paul Basler, in his 22nd year as the head coach of the Triad Knights, changes his mind there and punts the ball away on 4th down. 22 years as the head coach for Triad. 14 of those years they've qualified for the playoffs. Last year they stopped a 4-year straight streak in which they made the playoffs. Earlier they had a 8-year streak that they were in the playoffs. Here is the first play on this Collinsville possession, and that goes nowhere. Maybe half a yard on the play. Well, not moving the chains at all, so no gain. Colby Anderson throws it to Holton, and Holton at least gets a little bit of breathing room there, and then he gets hurt. He gets thrown down kind of hard, and Holton is rolling around on the ground holding that right ankle, and that's not good. Collinsville gained about 4 on the play, but we're going to have to take an injury timeout. So we'll be back on the Kahok Sports Network in just a moment.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place World Champion Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
3rd and 5 for Collinsville. Jake Holton did walk off under his own power. You see him walking past his teammates there from behind right now, so he appears like he will be okay, but the trainers, Amanda Bauer, is going to make him get on the table and check him out anyway. So, 3rd down, and about 5 to go for Collinsville here. Here is Austin. He'll hand the ball off. This one's going to go up the middle, and not close enough for a first down across the 15 to about the 16. Need about 3 more yards. And Collinsville looks like they're going to go ahead and go for it here. 4th down and about 3 after the run by Kyler Williams. Now Triad's going to call a timeout. They were not ready for Collinsville to be going for it, I guess. So Triad uses a quick timeout here. And that'll give Collinsville enough time to talk about it and see if they want to change things up at all as far as the play selection is concerned. 21-7, Triad with the lead. Collinsville had a lead once when it was 7-6. Triad scored the next 2 touchdowns. The second touchdown, they added on a 2-point conversion after they missed the conversion on their first touchdown. So Collinsville did have a lead for a little while. But so far, just the 1 touchdown to show for 6+ quarters of work this season. We're hoping to change that here. Big gamble on 4th down and about 2 to go for the Kahawks. Trevion Swagger lines up as a wideout all the way over on the far side. 1 on the near side, but this is going to be a running play. Here's a snap, and the handoff is going to go to Kyler Williams, and he is going to be taken down in the backfield for a loss, and Triad's going to take over right at the Kahawk 12-yard line. Somebody has a drone flying over the field. And the Knights are going to be poised to add another touchdown here. And they're going to take their time getting out on the field, too. Now they finally trot out. 20 seconds left on the game clock. Amanda Bauer down there taping up the right ankle of Jake Colton. You can see that in the bottom middle of your screen. So he's getting taped up, and he'll be back out there momentarily. 1st down and 10 for Triad, deep in Collinsville territory. Handoff is going to go to McElliott. McElliott is going to get taken down from behind after he picks up about a yard, and that again, Nick Becker on the tackle there for the Kahawks. Becker, 5'9", 170-pound sophomore linebacker. And a 2nd down and 8 coming up for Triad. Clock running with 7:40 left to go here in this 3rd quarter. Come on, Kahawks. There's another handoff. You know Triad's going to do that probably the rest of the game. I would be surprised if they threw it all at all again. A pickup of about 2 on the play there. And that, I believe, was Lusk on that run. No, Foreman, they're going to say there was. 3rd down and about 7 to go here for Triad. They need to get it inside the 5. Right now, ball sits on the 9. Wongler under center. Lusk in motion. Wongler back to pass. Throws in the corner of the end zone, and that one, I believe, is caught. And it is. Another touchdown here for Triad. Still trying to figure out who it is. I believe that was LaRue again. Yep, Anthony LaRue catches a 9-yard touchdown pass. So Wongler to LaRue. And the extra point try coming up here from Travis Spear. And it is on the way, and it is through. So Triad extends their lead to 28-7 with 6:36 left to go here in this third quarter. Collinsville's got a long hill to climb if they want to come back and take care of this one. We'll be back in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.com, or on Facebook at Pace Construction Design. Back up in the broadcast booth here at Kahok Stadium, I'm Todd Duke along with Michael Cates on the camera. Young freshman slot receiver for the freshman Kahok team. That's his aunt that just moved out to San Bernardino, California. So we're sorry that you had to leave us, but we're glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. You can watch anytime you want. Collinsville with their backs against the wall now. They trail by 3 touchdowns due to the Kahawks. This kickoff is going to go all the way back to the 2. It's going to be taken by Travion Swaggart. Swaggart across the 20. Now goes parallel. Tries to get around some would-be tacklers. Does so for a moment, but then gets taken out at about the 15-yard line. But we'll see where they give him forward progress. I believe it's going to be up to the 20. No, they're going to put it down at the 16-yard line. Jake Holton is back out there. He lines up as a wide receiver here on this near side. And young Mr. Colby Anderson back at quarterback. He'll hand the ball off. And this one is going to go a little bit off tackle to the right, but then it's going to go absolutely nowhere after that. Not even really sure who carried that ball. I was looking for a number, but I believe that was Seth Sorensen, 5'9", 165-pound freshman running back. Lots of freshmen getting in on some action here in this one for Collinsville. Here's a run by Kyler Williams, and Williams from the outside gets pushed out of bounds, and then there's a couple of flags that come in there. That'll stop the clock with 5:54. We're going to have a holding call against Collinsville. Collinsville won the game last year, 46-27. Had a 20-13 lead at halftime, did Collinsville, and outscored Triad 26-14 in the second half, including 3 touchdowns in that fourth quarter. Chai was 12 for 21, 191 yards, and 3 touchdowns in that game. Jaden Neighbors, who we have not seen tonight, we understand he's injured, 16 carries for 136 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Well, let's get some of that going here tonight. Here's the throw. It's going to go in the flats to Nick Holton. Holton avoids one tackler, avoids another tackler, and gets close to where he needs to be for a first down. That's a big chunk of change he just got back on that play, and it's going to put him a little bit short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and 2 from the Kahok 25-yard line. They need to get it up to the 27. Jake Holton led the team in tackles in that game with 8. He also had a fumble recovery in that win last year. There's a snap, and Holton keeps it. He's going to run. He breaks one tackle, puts on a move, gets through another, has a first down. Had that first down a long time ago, and all the way out to the 46-yard line for Jake Holton. Need to tape that ankle up a little bit more each game, huh? This is the 16th year in a row that these two teams have met in week number 2. Collinsville has 4 wins and 11 losses in that span. Here's a low snap, picked up by Anderson, throws it down the field, looking for Holton, just past his outstretched fingertips. Last year's win by Collinsville broke a 4-year losing streak. The last time Collinsville beat Triad was in 2013. That was a 24-14 game. Another one of their wins came in the last time that Collinsville made the playoffs, 2010. Won that game 29-21. Went on to a playoff berth on the road at Danville and lost 50-21. Williams goes in motion. The snap goes directly back to Anderson, and for the first time tonight, he takes off running on a designed play. The last time he ran, I believe it was on a busted play, but this one does not go very far, and Collinsville right now just spinning their wheels. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10 after 2 no gains here. So 3rd and long, 4:40 left to play here in this 3rd quarter. 2 wide receivers on the far side, 1 here on the near side, and a slot receiver. And now the tight end, Aaron Moulton, will come up and join the fray. Empty backfield. Anderson back to pass. Looks, froze off of the hands of Holton, and it falls down right at midfield. It's going to bring up 4th and 10. They started this series back in 2004. Collinsville lost the first meeting 62-26. They would have to wait until 2007 to win their first game against Triad. And that was a 34-21 victory. Of course, the only other couple of playoffs Collinsville has been involved in, they lost both. 1998, they went 8-2 that year and lost to East St. Louis 20-14 here at Collinsville High School. It's the only home playoff game that Collinsville has ever had. 96, they also made the playoffs. Here's a bad snap. Anderson goes back and picks it up, and it's taken all the way back to his own 33-yard line. Things are going from worse to worse here for Collinsville. 4:20 left to play here in this 3rd quarter. The 1996 game was on the road at Lincolnshire. Collinsville lost that one 38-8. So 3 trips to the playoffs since the playoff format came into play in the early 70s, and all 3 losses in the first round. One of these years we'll break out of that. Might be this year. Got to get some things figured out, though, because if you're going to get in the playoffs, starting off the year with 2 losses is never a good way to go. They haven't lost it yet. 4:20 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Down 28-7. Triad gets the ball back on another turnover on downs. Handoff goes into the back, and it is McElliott who takes that one a little bit off tackle to the left-hand side. Picks up about 2 on the play, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. Now we're going to have another player hurt. This one's for Triad, and picking himself up before the trainers could even get out there is Ben Barber, the junior offensive lineman, 5'9", 270 pounds. He'll walk off under his own power. And he'll be replaced by Caleb Durbin, a sophomore who's not too shabby himself, 6'3", 240 pounds. So Triad looking at a 2nd down and 8. They're already in Collinsville territory after another turnover on down. So since Collinsville has started this second half, they have fumbled and turned the ball over on downs twice. Here's the handoff to McElliott. This time he tries the right side, finds a little bit of room, but then he's pushed back to the 30, but they'll give him forward progress up to the 27-yard line. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and about 3 to go. 3:25 left to play here in quarter number 3. Triad leads 28-7. Triad scored the first touchdown of the game. Collinsville answered. Triad missed their extra point on that first touchdown, so when Collinsville scored, the Kahoks had a 7-6 lead. Their only lead so far this year, on their only touchdown scored so far this year. Man in motion. And the man up the middle goes absolutely nowhere. That's McElliott. He made it up to the 25-yard line, so they're going to give him 2 yards, it looks like. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and 1. So the chance here for Collinsville to get the ball back. Wongler under center. McElliott, the lone setback. Man in motion is Lusk. Lusk gets the ball, and he dives forward. And looks like he's going to have enough for a 1st down. He will. Fresh set of downs here coming up for the Triad Knights. So 1st and 10 for Triad from the Collinsville 25-yard line. Wongler has Lusk in motion once again. This time Wongler is going to keep it, and he'll try the left side and just a bit off center. Picks up a couple of yards, gets inside the 20 to the 19-yard line, pick up a 4 on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 6 for the Triad Knights. Thing about that run game is it chews up clock. We are already down to 90 seconds left to go here in this 3rd quarter. Dante Williams trots off the field. Seth Bruzewitz comes in to take his place. 2nd down, 6 to go for Triad, and Collinsville jumps offside. The replacement for Dante Williams, Seth Bruzewitz is the one who moved. 6'1", 185-pound senior. Probably not what he had in mind when he was told to come in and replace Williams. And now I don't know why we're going to have a referee discussion. Short discussion. Well, now we're going to have another secondary discussion. Talk to the guys on this side of the field. Now we'll go talk to the guys on the other side. Offside, Collinsville, which is what we thought. I don't know why they had to discuss all that. So instead of a 2nd down and 6, it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 1. Well, down to a minute to go here in this 3rd quarter. Here is Wongler under center once again. Lusk in motion. It's going to be a handoff going around the backside. And all the way down inside the 5-yard line. A give and go to Luke Foreman, who led his team in rushing last week against Mattoon. DJ Poe in on the tackle. And it'll be 1st and goal here for Triad as we are inside 40 seconds left to play here in this 3rd quarter. Wongler under center once again. Who's going to get the rock handed to him this time? It's Wongler. He's going to keep it, and he's going to get in, I believe. Nope, no signal. Now there's. Wow, that was that was about 12 minutes after the play ended. They call touchdown. And for Wongler, that is his 4th touchdown run of the night. He has a 4-yarder, a 2-yarder, and then you add on a 49-yarder and a 65-yarder, and he's been all over it. Here is Travis Spear to come in and try the extra point. Kick is on the way, and the kick is good. So Triad adds on, and they now lead 35-7. 16.4 seconds left to play here in this third quarter. We'll take a timeout. Collinsville gets the ball back when we return in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Are the lights on your dashboard putting on a show? Bring it to Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is also a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups and the not-so-basics like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations: Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville. The Collinsville location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. Claim your prize up in the booth. 35-7. Collinsville shut out last week, 26-0. So we've already passed that 26 mark, but at least we're not shut out. Would like to pile on some more. Got a whole quarter to go. Stranger things have happened in this game of high school football. Travis Spear set to kick off. He's had a couple of touchbacks. Swaggart is right down the middle and deep, and the ball is going to go him. Ooh, dropped it at the 2-yard line, picks it up, tries the right side, and then slips and falls. It's nighttime, so I would imagine we're starting to get a little moisture on that artificial turf. I know every morning when I've been waking up here lately, it's been the windshield wet, so that stuff's starting to settle in as well. So Collinsville will start 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. 10.8 seconds to go here in this third quarter, excuse me. And a little nice play. Jake Holton gets the ball and then pitches it back to Kyler Williams as Kyler Williams was coming up the sideline, and Collinsville picks up a nice chunky yardage there. Moves the chains for a first down. Player pushed out of bounds. Stops the clock with 4.4 seconds to go. Anderson in shotgun, back to pass. Here it is, and that one is picked off. Yep. Pass is intercepted right as the quarter comes to a close. We will be back with fourth quarter action on the way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Everyone has those projects around the house that you just don't want to do. AW Outdoor Solutions can take care of that for you. Former Collinsville High School graduate Adam Welly owns AW Outdoor Solutions, and he and his crew can handle all of the dirty work around your home or business, whether that's tree trimming and maintenance, brush removal, power washing, gutter cleaning, and leaf raking and removal. AW Outdoor Solutions can handle that and much more. AW Outdoor Solutions is fully insured and offers free estimates on all of their work. AW Outdoor Solutions. Call Adam Welly at 314-252-8010 or on Facebook at AW Outdoor Solutions. The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
Back at Kahok Stadium, Triad now with the ball after a interception. Third Kahok turnover here in this game. So far, none of them have turned into points. We'll see what happens this time. Here's a big pitch out that goes over to Foreman, and Foreman is going to take it all the way down inside the 20-yard line to about the 16-yard line of Collinsville. All night long we've been looking for that pitch play because they have done a pretty good job of stretching out the runs on either end, but up until that point, they really haven't. $11:51 to go here in this fourth quarter. We're just underway in the fourth. 35-7. Collinsville trails, but we're going to have a penalty called against Triad, and that play never happened. Belleville West over Washington right now, 23-13 in the third quarter. Highland beating Belleville East 20-10 as they moved into the third quarter. CBC still all over Edwardsville, 37-14. That's into the third quarter as well. Here is Wongler going back to pass. He got pressure from behind by Jake Holton. Still got that off, and that was almost intercepted by Collinsville's Antoine Catchings. Almost pulled that one in. Quincy and Alton are in a barn burner. They're at halftime, and it's 7-6 in favor of Alton, and Alton is where we will be next week. And wouldn't you know it, there's rain in the forecast. Every time I go to Alton, there's rain in the forecast, and they don't have a press box for us to be in. Got one of those pop-up canopies that leak. 11:24 left to play here in this fourth quarter, 35-7. Triad, by the way, will be heading to Mount Vernon next week for their week number 3 matchup. Second down and 11 to go, and back to pass, Wongler again. He's going to throw it deep into the back of the end zone. He overthrows everybody. That was intended for Roger Wolf and comes up short. Peyton Blaylock back in the booth. Apparently Dad left, so Peyton's got some time on his hands.
Yeah, I'm back. Tell you what, Todd, I've never seen Triad try to throw the ball as much as they have tonight.
I know.
Obviously, that's kind of a new wrinkle that they're trying to put in this year.
They'd only tried to throw it 5 times last week. I think this week they've passed that up by about 5.
Yeah, at halftime, from what I noticed, was they were about 5 for 6 passing, which is very rare because normally when they do throw, it's like 2 for 7.
And another keeper by Wongler here. And what do you know? On 3rd and 11, he gets a first down. Kahawks are struggling, that's for sure, and having all these injured players does not help.
No, it doesn't help, and Triad, who is a double-wing team that runs the heck out of triple option and midline, is having a lot of success with it tonight. That's why we just saw that third option pitch a few plays ago. That was the first time they ever even had to pitch it tonight. That just means the quarterbacks are reading the 3-tech and an outside linebacker, and they finally got to that third read, and they had a very big play, but it was called back.
10:45 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Triad up 35-7 and on the move once again. Fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 from the Collinsville 17. This one gets handed off to Luke Foreman, and Foreman zigzags his way up for about a 4-yard gain on the play.
Becker again with the stop.
And Becker has had a fantastic game on defense tonight. I've called his name about 7 or 8 times.
Oh, yeah, he's been all over the place.
Yes, he has.
And that's what you like to see. You like, especially against teams like this, that there's so much movement, especially pre-snap. You're seeing a kid that actually does have a nose for the ball.
And he's only a sophomore.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, we've got a lot of young kids out here on the field tonight, and I
thing.
like what I'm seeing from them. I know they're losing.
It is.
But I'm telling you what, this is going to bode well for the future, getting all these guys this experience.
Well, I can tell you this, from just a coaching standpoint, no, you're probably not going to get a lot of instant gratification, but just that experience being on the varsity field where the game is so much faster than even JV ball, these kids are just getting invaluable experience.
Lusk takes it down inside the 10, but there is a flag on the play. And looks like we're going to march that off against Triad. So
yeah, it looks like it was a holding.
Triad, I tell you what, they've committed some penalties today here in this game, and a few times it's been of the 15-yard variety.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Triad's normally one of the most disciplined teams we'll see on the schedule, and tonight they've been a little undisciplined.
Collinsville just couldn't take advantage of it.
Nope.
Each time they got one of those 15-yarders that kept the ball alive for Collinsville, and the Kahawks just couldn't do anything with it afterwards.
Yeah.
9.5 to go here in this fourth quarter. Now it's a 2nd down and 14 from Collinsville's 20. Wongler under center once again, and he's going to go back to pass, and that's a busted play. As Triad called a timeout there at the last second. So Triad has used 2 of their timeouts. We'll step aside for just a second. Back with more on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, They do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean cut, drug free, and background checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
Second down and 14 for Triad, deep in Collinsville territory, but they've been kind of stuck here in neutral for a little while. A fake handoff. Wongler gets taken down from behind, and there to finish it up was Aaron Rodriguez after another Nick Becker sighting. He got his hand on the quarterback just enough to get Catchings to come in there and finish up the job.
Yeah, Triad's definitely reaching in pretty deep into their playbook right now. That looked to be a fake power speed option, where that backside wing went into motion. They faked the pitch, and then quarterback and the fullback came back the other way for an option, but Collinsville was able to sniff that one out pretty well.
Yeah. 8:45 to play here in the fourth quarter. Wongler back to pass once again. Rolls out to his right-hand side, looks in that right-hand corner, and he overthrows everyone. There were two Kahawks on the intended receiver, Luke Foreman, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
That's twice in the last 3 plays that they've tried to throw the ball. That first one, obviously the timeout happens, but wow.
Here comes Travis Spear. We saw the first kickoff of the game from him after they scored their touchdown. Wow, man, booted that one all the way into the end zone. So this one is going to be a field goal try, as Triad will try to add on 38 onto the scoreboard. And this one looks like it's going to be from about 38 yards, 39 yards.
Yeah, I know it's against us, but it's always kind of cool to see kickers in high school football attempt these.
Because you don't get to see it very much.
No, not at all.
This dude's got a leg.
But what's interesting, we've actually had quite a few really good kickers in our area in the last 10 years.
Here is the kick. It is on the way. Does it have enough? And
that was good.
Good. It barely went over the crossbar. I didn't know if that was going to have enough to get there.
Yeah.
That end-over-end kick took a while to make it to its destination, but nevertheless it does. So Collinsville will get the ball back here after the ensuing kickoff, and we'll be back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and, of course, the Collinsville Kahawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes at Bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org. Todd Duke, Peyton Blaylock, and Michael Cates back with you, as Collinsville will get the ball back here, trailing 38-7 with 8:23 left to play in the fourth quarter. Finish your thought on the big power legs from the area. Mr. Siebert from Belleville is in the pros.
Yeah, he's the starting kicker for the Cleveland Browns.
And I like the Cleveland Browns. They're my pick this year to go to the Super Bowl.
Well, you know, we always had to root for an underdog here for many years. I'm okay with the Browns.
Travis Spear ready to kick it off. He does so. This is probably one of his worst kicks. It'll be a bouncer that'll go right to Swaggart at the 10-yard line. He cuts it off to the left, gets it across the 20, has a blocker, sidesteps another blocker, and brings it up all the way to the 29-yard line. Not a bad little piece of running there.
No, that was a pretty nice return. He's had a couple of those tonight.
Another sophomore.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the way he returns it. Definitely finds his yards and gets them.
8:13 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Collinsville needs to find some traction on offense, though. That's been the problem. during the first 2 games. The defense has played okay. They've been victimized by lots of run plays that have gained lots of yardage here for Triad. I mean, the quarterback himself has 4 touchdown runs, 1 for 49 and 1 for 65.
Yeah, that's always kind of the problem whenever you're playing a team like Triad. You know, they're not really looking to bust giant plays. It does happen, and it's happened tonight, but they're perfectly fine getting 3 or 4 yards a carry, because that means every 3 plays you're getting a first down. Well, from the defensive standpoint, that means you're on the field for a very long time.
Way too much. Trevion Swaggart comes up limping after that play. He walks off under his own power, but he's definitely limping a bit.
So, yeah, it just drains the clock and really demoralizes your defense.
There's a Kyler Williams run. He runs into a spring and bounces right back. Got to the line of scrimmage and then got pushed straight back, so they'll give him the line of scrimmage, and that's it. At this point, you're down 38-7. I'd start trying something you don't usually normally try.
Yeah, I mean, now's the time to, have a little bit of fun, dive into your bag of tricks. But it's also time to really work on things. You're probably not coming back.
Here is Anderson, rolls out after a play fake, tries to get it to Aaron Donald. He does.
He just
after that. Yeah, he did. I think that got tipped by both the defender and the on the offensive player, Donald, and he somehow managed to hang on. Those basketball skills come in handy.
I was about to say, you can tell he's a big basketball player. He palmed that ball. Tell you what, I would have paid to have one of those on every offense I've ever coached.
Well, that brings up a 3rd down and 5 for Collinsville. There is Anderson, backed up pass. He throws it down the field. Jake Holton is there, but that ball gets tipped around by a couple of players. Almost landed into the hands of Anthony LaRue, who has a couple of catches here in this game himself.
I'll tell you what, Todd, that for this kid being a freshman, he's showing an awful lot of poise out there. That it's not going the way he wants it to, but I have a lot of respect for that. It's very rare to have a freshman quarterback come out there and actually have an impact. I mean, he had a touchdown pass at the first drive.
It's 4th down and 4 for Collinsville. And looks like they will punt the ball this time. It's a high kick, not very deep. Lands right at the midfield circle and then is touched by one of the Collinsville players, but that was back at the 40-yard line. We're going to put it at the 41-yard line, so Triad will have yet another possession. We'll see how long they stick with the starters here. 7:19 left to play in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, it's about time to start going ahead and resting those kind of guys.
Had a moment of silence before the game started. We failed to mention that to you. Sean Bonham, as you all may have heard, passed away over the summer after a car accident. I loved watching that dude play, man. He had a motor and a battery that wouldn't quit.
Yeah, Sean it was devastating whenever we heard about that over the summer. He was by far one of my favorite kids to coach. That kid's motor was nonstop. He was a yes sir, no sir type of kid. Did everything ever asked of him.
We also learned that Chris Duncan passed away today. He's been fighting a brain tumor and kind of succumbed to the same illness that his mom did. Here's a handoff. We do have the backups in now, at least a backup quarterback. That is Devin Wilkins. He's a junior, 5'11", 160 pounds. But I believe the handoff still went to Andrew McElliott, so some of the starters are still out there. Yeah, it was a shame to hear that about both of those young gentlemen, especially our guy Bonham. He was real young.
Oh,
Chris
absolutely.
Duncan,
He was only 20.
Chris Duncan had a World Series championship, then was a big radio presence here in St. Louis for a while before he had to give that up to fight his battle, and apparently he lost that battle today.
Yeah, back to Bonham. If you could have 22 Sean Bonhams on your team, you're probably in the state championship every year. He was never the biggest guy on the field. He was quite often the smallest guy, but he had the biggest heart and probably the strongest motor.
McElliott gets another handoff. This one gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. So they'll put the backup quarterback in and probably just feed him a bunch of running plays the whole rest of the way.
Yeah, that's definitely their version of a closer like baseball. They're just trying to protect that lead now.
And that's exactly what they plan on doing. We're under 6 minutes to go here in this 4th quarter. Collinsville trailing 38-7. wide receivers on either side of the formation, as is usual for Triad. The very rarely underused wide receivers, and this time
that was nice.
Quarterback keeps the ball, and 3 Collinsville Kahawks swarmed him, and they were all over it, including Mr. Nick Becker once again. Trent Mode was in there as well, Dan's son.
Yep. Yeah, that was nice. They got to him before that quarterback was able to process who he was going to hand that off to.
Nope.
That was great penetration.
If he would have had a hiccup, they would have sacked him before he even got the up part out of there.
That's very true.
So 4th down, and now the Triad Knights will punt. Is that Chris Jones standing back at his own 20-yard line, but he'll let that one take a bounce, and Triad will touch it up at the Kahok 22-yard line. So Collinsville gets to come right back out on offense. See if they can do something. We'll see if Triad wants to switch up some of their defenders and bring in the backup defenders as well.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. So as a tribute to Sean Bonham this year, the Kahawks are actually wearing a number 3 sticker on their helmets.
Yes, they are.
In honor of him. Very classy move by this coaching staff and this team.
Yep. And I'm sure the athletic director had a little say-so in that as well.
Of course.
Fantastic job Clay Smith is doing since he took over that position.
Oh, absolutely. He's definitely provided some really amazing leadership that the athletic department has been able to do a lot of really great things with him.
Trevion Swaggart is back out there. He took that handoff and got back to the line of scrimmage before he was swarmed. Now they're going to give him about a yard on the play. 4:35 left to play here in this one, folks. 38-7, trailing by 31 points. I don't think it's in the cards to say that a comeback is going to happen.
No, like I said, now you just kind of work on some things that you really would just want to improve on, some of your basics. But like also maybe you try to dive into your bag of tricks.
Here's Jawan Ford. Jawan Ford, a 5'8", 155-pound junior wide receiver, sees his first action and picks up another couple of yards. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 for the Kahawks from their own 25-yard line with 4 minutes to play here in this 4th quarter. Crowd has started to thin out, including except for the student body cheering section. They never get tired.
No, they're always up for it. Those Kahawk crazies are here till the very end.
They stand the whole time. So do I, by the way, but
yeah,
I can't stand sitting down when I'm doing a game. Never have.
I can proudly say I was part of the very first year of Kahawk crazies.
Yeah?
Started in basketball season my freshman year. We all got in trouble because we took our shirts off and painted ourselves. And we're told we had to at least wear something up top.
False start against Collinsville, so that'll back them up another 5 yards. Instead of a 3rd and 7, it'll bring up a 3rd and 12. And empty backfield. Anderson's back there by himself. He'll take the snap, he'll bobble it, he'll pick it up, and then he'll throw, and he ends up throwing behind the intended wide receiver, Jeremiah Wood.
If he was able to have that a little bit more in front, he was wide open on that slant route.
Wood, 5'10", 165-pound junior wide receiver. So Collinsville throwing some of their backups in there as well, trying to get them some varsity playing time.
Yeah, you want the young guys to understand what the speed of the game is on a Friday night. And it's always fun the very first time you get out there on underneath those Friday night lights.
Here's Will Martin back to punt for Collinsville. It's a high end-over-end kick, but not very far, but it's going to take a good Collinsville bounce into Triad territory, and the Kahawks will down it at the Knights' 47-yard line. 3:06 left to play here in this 4th quarter. We'll talk things over afterward with Mr. Zach Bilyeu, one of the assistant coaches in the Culp Jennings Florist post-game show. And then we will call it a night before we head back out next week. Soccer, volleyball, and more football action coming up Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Lady Kahawks were playing in the Tiger Classic tonight. I don't know what happened. I never got a text.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything
And I haven't
either.
seen anything on ScoreStream as well.
Yeah.
It's Friday night football, man. People forget about all the other sports. I can't believe there's so many other sports scheduled on a Friday night.
I know.
There's a keeper by the quarterback, I believe.
Yeah, you think Friday nights in the fall, you're thinking football.
Yeah.
And you know those athletes of those other sports want to be here too, cheering on their
Right, that's why I don't
fellow
understand.
Kahawks.
Yeah, I know that football is big around these areas and around the United States. So
of course,
to schedule volleyball games and soccer games and swimming and
nothing
cross
against those
country
sports whatsoever.
no, not at all. But I'm sure that those participants in those sports would love to watch their team play football on a Friday
absolutely.
night.
There's only 9 weeks of this.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky, you get a 10th.
Right. If you're lucky, really lucky, you get more than that.
Exactly.
Second down and about 2 to go for Triad here. The handoff goes up the middle, and it's going to be a first down, and that is Casey Mattia, a junior running back for Triad, who takes care of that first down, and that brings us to 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Clock will start up again once they set the chains down. Where am I next week? Somewhere.
I know you're in Alton on Friday.
Yep, I'm in Alton on Friday. I know I'm at O'Fallon for softball, for a volleyball game.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that'll be Tuesday at O'Fallon for volleyball. Then Thursday I'll be back here for soccer against Highland. And then Friday we'll be at Alton for week number 3.
Yep. And I heard you talking about the rain scheduled for that every single year.
It
that
seems
it's
like
in
every
Alton.
time we go to Alton, it's either wet or it rains while we're there.
Oh, it is so bad as a player and a coach in that bowl.
Yeah.
When it is just muddy. You can't, offensively, you can barely do anything. It's a nightmare over there.
Kevin Podorf, another junior running back for Triad, picks up a couple of yards on his first touch of this game.
Yeah, you tend to see a lot of 7-6 games at that stadium whenever it rains.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully, if it's going to rain, it'll do it early in the day and not while we're actually there.
Exactly.
Second down and about 8 to go here for Triad. We're under a minute to go. Triad will improve to 2-0. Collinsville will drop to 0-2. There is a handoff, and that one goes right up the middle and knocking a couple of people over on his way. Was number 27, right? Did I get the number right?
I believe so.
Yep, I don't have a number 27.
That was some hard running. That kid, it's probably a sophomore.
Probably. Down to the final 40 seconds. So Collinsville will have to go back to the drawing board. Hopefully we'll get some injured players back next week before the Alton game. Somebody let off a smoke bomb in the Triad student body cheering section. They came for a whiteout game tonight. You see, all the students over there stayed. Half the parents have left.
Of course.
Half of the adults have left,
well,
I should say.
it's a big social event and a football game on a Friday night for those kids.
Triad's going to kneel down, and that is going to do it. 38-7 is our final score as we transition our way into the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show. Michael Cates, thank you very much, sir, for manning my camera tonight. I certainly do appreciate it.
Not all heroes wear capes, Michael.
That's right. I'm sure we will see you down the line. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. 38-7. Cullip Jennings Florist. That's who we're talking about. They are our post-game sponsor for the night. A staple in the Collinsville area for generations. Cullip Jennings Florist, located at 517 West Clay Street. Can stop in for weekly specials. This week, they have lilies on sale. You can get a dozen lilies, and it comes with a stylish vase, all for $30. So if you would like more information on that weekly special or anything else Cullip Jennings Florist has to offer, give them a call at 344-0404 or online at cullipjennings.com. Post-game show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
As a director of sports medicine at Next.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Cullip Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call Up Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
Looking to buy a new home or sell your current one? Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now. Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis to help you find the perfect home or to help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at 618-780-4622 or visit them online at blaylockteam.com or on Facebook at the Blaylock Team.
The Times-Tribune, Madison County's longest-running leading independent newspaper. The Times-Tribune has now added Collinsville to their coverage area this year, including coverage of City Hall, happenings in Collinsville, as well as coverage of the Unit 10 schools and the Collinsville Kahoks, plus more. The Times-Tribune is a weekly hometown newspaper that is published every Thursday and has been reporting news and sports in Madison County for over 30 years. Subscriptions are only $32 for an entire year, delivered to your home and the online edition. For more information, call the Times-Tribune at 618-667-3111, online at www.timestribunenews.com, or follow them on Facebook at Troy Times-Tribune.
Call Up Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Call Up Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Call Up Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call Up Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
And we welcome you back into the Call Up Jennings Florist post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Collinsville drops to 0-2 on the year after a 38-7 setback to the Triad Knights. Zach Bilyeu, one of the assistant coaches for Collinsville, joining us on the post-game show. First of all, let's talk about some positives, man. You threw in a freshman quarterback, and I'm guessing he did the best he possibly could. I thought he looked good at times.
Well, he got thrown in a rough situation. We've talked to him. He showed a little frustration there at the end of the towards the end, but overall couldn't be happier. I mean, that's not a situation you'd ask. And we were talking about this 100 years of Collinsville football, and I wonder how many freshman quarterbacks have been on that field. So absolutely tough situation. He handled it great. I mean, he led us to a touchdown drive. Really kept his composure. There were some late hits in the first couple quarters. He took some headshots and thought he responded great. Hopped right back up, led commanding the team. And obviously, it's a learning curve. I mean, he started the season. You're third as a freshman on the depth chart. You're in fresh softball, and then our starting quarterback goes down, and you realize you may be thrown into the mix. And he had a great week of practice. Just a real smart kid, great young man. Just asked a lot of good questions, and the way he reads it, we're gonna be safe with him in the future. He's gonna be all right.
Yeah, you had a nice drive to take your first lead of the year, your first touchdown of the year that made it 7-6. I thought we were going to be off and running after that.
Yeah, it's tough, man. You get a little limited at times. Obviously, putting in a freshman quarterback. Coach Pop has a pretty elaborate offense at times, and when you're throwing a kid in for fresh off for me, I don't call an elaborate offense. So there's a lot of new plays you had to learn, and we just had to, playbook's obviously a little limited because you want to have him go step by step and not necessarily throw him into the whole mix. So once Triad keys on that, Coach Basler, Coach Perry on the defensive side. I mean, they're amazing coaches. I've been doing it for so long, and they started keying on some stuff and just really shut us down. So hats off to them. I mean, they always have mean, tough kids up front and good linebackers and solid secondary, and they showed why they've been winning for so long.
26-0 last week, but that wasn't indicative of how the defense played. A little bit of a setback this week for the D-Corps.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. The triple is tough because no one runs it. So the 1 week, you change your entire game plan. And from coming from that side, my first coaching job was with Triad, and I know how much teams hated facing us because, we do what we do. You call 10 plays, and 5 to the right and 5 to the left, and that's it. But there's so many different variations on what you can do and how you can block it. And I thought the defense, realistically, we just keep putting them in bad spots offensively. Yeah, we obviously don't want to give up 38 points, but, do you take 10 off that, we give up 28. I think we're all right, so we're not far off. We just got to score more offensively. Coach Gibbons has his guys ready, and, we're asking some guys to do some different things we didn't last year, and then they're catching on and they're really buying into it. It's just offensively we got to answer the bell and, sustain some drives.
There was probably a few shining stars on that defensive side of thing, but, man, number 19, Nick Becker, the sophomore, I called his name a number of times tonight. He was all over the place.
So he absolutely earned his nickname from me last year. I call him the Bullet. He is just straight to the ball. There is no variation in steps. He takes his read steps, and then he goes to hunt the ball. He's just a hard-nosed kid. And the good thing, we really – we've talked about the last couple of years, the young men we have coming through the program and kind of changing that, because it's a huge culture swing that Collinsville was trying to get after for a few years now. And, he's one of the young men we hang our hat on. Like, he is just, yes, sir, no, sir, do anything you ask. Like, he played running back and linebacker for us last year at the underclass level. Like, he's just one of those kids. He gets it. He takes coaching, and he really, he has a nose for the ball. Like another kid, sophomore, we're going to have him for years, and he's going to keep getting better, even from where he's at now, which is pretty outstanding for a sophomore.
Yeah, that's where my next question was going. We saw tonight you got a freshman quarterback out there. You got a freshman kicker out there. You've got wide receivers that are sophomores. You've got defensive backs that are sophomores. You have got the makings here of some good football teams and some good football players that in a couple years, man, this team should be ready and primed to go.
Yeah, obviously we're focused on this season and getting it done and getting this turned around and kind of showing some of the guys, because we face teams every week that have sophomores out there as well. Not necessarily a freshman quarterback, but, and it's about grooming those guys while still focusing on our seniors and our juniors, because I still believe we have a very strong core. We just haven't quite clicked offensively. We're just missing things by a hair, and we have 7 games left, and I think we have plenty of time to turn this around and, get that buy-in back and rally the troops. But, yeah, absolutely, we could be more excited. We got our first fresh off game tomorrow. Underclass is looking good, but that's part of that culture change where those young pups are starting to push forward on the older guys. So we have that competition at positions, and those older guys have really responded, and they're taking their spots and saying these are ours. So I think we're going to be all right. It's just that, like I said, offensively, once we start sustaining some drives like we did last year, I think we're going to be fine. We've got some great senior leadership. Jake Holton, you can't ask more of that kid. Another one just thrown into the mix at quarterback, like, hey, you're a good athlete, here you go. And look what he does. Everyone knows when he's in, we're going to run, most likely. Coach Pop's we got some wrinkles here and there, and Jake can throw it. So I think we can adapt with that as well. But, you key on things as a defensive coach. And Coach, like I said, Coach Perry's good at that. But he still gets yards, and he still makes plays. And even when teams know we're going to throw to him, he's getting positive yards. And he's just – I've called him Captain America for a couple years now. And he's that guy. He's just that square-jawed, come at me, I'm going to bring it, like, kind of kid. And, that's why you don't want to get too focused on the young pups, because we just have some tremendous seniors. And I think we're going to get some guys back next week. And, not having Jaden Neighbors, we just keep – that injury bug keeps biting us this year. Last year we were very lucky. We didn't have injuries. And this year we're having a little bit, and that's definitely not an excuse. Those things happen. It's football. But, we're looking forward to being a little healthier and having everyone ready to go.
And you got Alton next week, former Southwestern Conference foe. You got to play in that bowl up there, and I understand there's a little rain in the forecast. It seems like every time we go to Alton, that turf is wet.
You basically – and it doesn't drain very well. No. But it's got to be one of the coolest places to coach in. And when I played here, I'll never forget my junior year. We won there on the last-second field goal, dog piling in the mud. That place is just a great atmosphere. I know Alton will be ready to go, will be licking their chops. And we got to rally the troops. That's a big game for us. Obviously, we still like playing Southwestern Conference teams. We had to do what we had to do conference-wise to build this program up. But it's fun to still play Alton and Granite. And, next year we have Belleville East and have those teams. So we look forward to it. It's definitely going to be a tough battle. They're ready to go. That's a very talented Alton team. But we got to fix some things this week. We got to get focused. I feel like the last couple of weeks we've come out and we have just not been inspired. We have to find out, kind of remember why we love playing football and why these guys are out here every Friday night on the lights and how amazing Friday nights can really be. Find that love again. I think we'll be all right.
Thanks for the visit, sir. We'll see you in Alton.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. That is Zach Billieu, one of the assistant coaches here for the Collinsville Kahawks, as they fall to Triad tonight by a score of 38-7. Our final break here on the Cullip Jennings Flores postgame show comes your way, and we'll wrap this thing up in just a moment on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Cullip Jennings Flores, a Collinsville original since 1939. Collip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Collip Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Collip Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Collip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at collipjennings.com.
Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, the newest in online auctioning. Go to ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's HIBid.com to check out what's up for bid in the next auction. Ogle Auctions deals with everyday items like board games, t-shirts, and more, to collectibles, whether that is a vehicle, vinyl records, or vintage toys. Or how about a trolley car? And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more items. Check out their next online auction at ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's ogleauctionshibid.com. Or call Kim Ogle today at 618-980-4530.
Collip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Collip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Collip Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Collip Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Collip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at collipjennings.com.
And we welcome you back into the Collip Jennings Florist post-game show here on the Kahoks Sports Network. Collinsville drops their second game, week number 2, 38-7. They are 0-2, and Triad improves to 2-0. Triad will move on to Mount Vernon next week, and Collinsville will take a road trip to Alton. And what we have coming up for you next week, besides that game, we have a little volleyball action for you on Tuesday. We'll be on the road taking on the O'Fallon Lady Panthers from the Panther Dome there. And then we will be back here on Thursday of next week for some boys soccer as they take on Highland. And then, of course, we will be on the road at Alton for next week's Friday night football. For everybody involved, we thank them very much. Peyton Blaylock was here both pregame he was here for that too, and halftime and then toward the end. And Dr. Chris McCluskey taking care of us in the first half of the game. Michael Cates doing his best job as my first-time cameraman. He is a freshman playing for the freshman team, and we thank all of our sponsors as well. And Mr. Andy Sullins for taking care of the stats for us in this game as well. So until Tuesday, everybody have yourselves a fantastic and safe weekend.